Okay, welcome and welcome in. We're live. I don't know what happened there. It just didn't want us to use our own thumbnail, but we got it fixed. We're back. I'm back.
Yeah. Hey,
Yeah,
you're back.
that's right.
I'm fresh off the solo stream. Figured things out on my own there. Wasn't as easy without you handling all the tech stuff, and of course, just someone having someone to talk to. But yeah, great to have you back, man.
Yeah. How did that stream go? We
It
didn't
was
really
good.
get to
I
talk
mean,
about it.
I started really late because I was like working all day that day, this past Saturday, and I got home like a little after midnight, I think. And I don't know, it probably took me like a good like hour and a half or so, like trying to like download OBS and then trying to figure out why isn't it working, why can I launch it, and just make sense of that whole thing. And then I had the idea like, hey, maybe I could just live stream from YouTube Studio, and yeah, I was able to get that to work finally. So yeah, we have not missed a Saturday night stream ever since that really hot one we had where we went over 100. So hey, had to give the people what they want. They expect a dynasty savvy stream Saturday night, so we're here to deliver.
Yeah, I'm glad you figured it out. I mean, I only watched I saw like 2 minutes, and the first thing I heard was it is like 2:30 Eastern or something like that. So appreciate the dedication to get that one up
Hey,
live.
exactly, exactly.
Yeah, and then hey, Ash Grower is in here, first one in here. Welcome, and he says
Welcome.
Skat died with a bunch of sad and crying, and
Yeah.
that's how we're feeling. I don't know. Do you have any of him in redraft, Dan? Any Scatties?
No, I mean, I had two shares in Dynasty, and I ended up selling both of them basically before the breakout. And which sucks, of course. He wasn't someone I wanted to sell, but I got a great deal in both of them. Like in one, it was part of like a larger deal where I was also moving like Worthy and Bucky Irving, both guys that ended up getting injured. And I got back JT and Amon-Ra St. Brown in the deal. So, I mean, that was a smash, even with Scatabo being as incredible as he was. And then, well, anyways, people don't really care about my random trades, but yeah, long story short, I don't have any Scatabo shares. But even not owning any of him, I was still really sad because he's just such a fun player. Definitely a player we both really believed in and were talking up during the offseason. Hey, go back and check the tape. We got the receipts to prove it, but yeah, definitely a bummer. Super fun player, and yeah, you just hate to see it.
Yeah, I mean, it really sucks, and I mean, this is why I just don't even like. This is why I don't really care about injury. like, I don't know what people's injury claims are. This guy's injured, dude. Any given play, your ankle can just be on backwards. Like, it's as simple
Yeah.
as that. It can happen to anyone. Actually, people were claiming Scatabo his head. I'm so worried about his neck, and it's like, dude, like he can just randomly catch a football, and whatever happens, there's just so much variance. I don't really care about all the injury stuff. That's just how I've been operating.
Mhm.
I mean, there are maybe like a couple players where I'm like, all right, there's like Marshawn Lloyd. It's like okay, like his body has like actually been studied and it's actually proven to be like more injury prone than others, unless it's something like that. Yeah, injuries can happen to anyone, so it really sucks for Scatabo. Yeah, I mean, I had like 3 dynasties in a redraft, so those are going to be big misses on him. And I don't even have any Tracy to fill it in. So,
Okay.
I mean, he should be pretty
Yeah.
solid coming in.
Yeah, I mean, thankfully, like I wasn't even like really big on Tracy, except kind of toward the end of the offseason, like when Scatabo had the injury during the offseason, and then Tracy really kind of seized all the momentum. I did have to finally acknowledge that, like, okay, I'm probably taking Tracy before Scatabo and redraft, even though like if they were both healthy, I would have had it reverse, obviously, because I mean we were definitely team Scatabo all offseason. But I actually did end up taking him in my redraft league, so that's actually wait no. Oh yeah, because I took him, I traded him away, and then I think I traded back for him. So yeah, I have Tracy in redraft, and then I also have just like a random dynasty share in a 10-team league where he was dropped like basically a week ago, and I just grabbed on waivers for like $1, so that was pretty sweet.
Oh well, yeah. I mean, yeah, that's wild. He got dropped in a dynasty. I mean,
Yeah,
pretty
shallower league,
shallow.
but still, yeah.
Yeah, no, that's
Um,
awesome.
but yeah, I mean, what are you doing on your teams where you were kind of riding Scatabo? I mean, I'm sure he's not like the only good player you have or anything like that, but it certainly is a big loss. Like, how do you typically deal with that? Are you looking to make a trade? Like, do you think, is it just a matter of whether you have enough depth on each individual team to be okay?
Yeah, and actually, just real quick here, we got Andrew in the chat. Welcome. We'll get you a
Hey,
question
welcome.
there in a moment, and then Nahal and Michael in here. Welcome
All
and
right.
yeah, boys. We'll
Hey,
we'll get some.
gang's all here.
We'll
Great
get
to
some.
have everyone
Everyone's
here.
crying. Yeah, I know
Oh
it's been
yeah.
brutal.
Hey, pour one out for Scatabo.
Yeah,
I mean, like, yeah,
that's
there aren't like many players that you would hate to see go down more than Scatabo.
no. I was playing against him in listener league, and I'm like, ah, man, like that just
Yeah.
sucks. Like who cares? Like he's like
Right.
one of the most
Just
electric. I'd rather he drop like 90 on me. Like he's one of the most electric
yeah.
players,
He's,
and
he's just such a fun player for the NFL. So
he was
definitely keep lost.
so fun that the Eagles fans like actually like gave him. Well, I know they normally give like but it's like the Eagles fans, and they even cheered him off the field real well. And it's
Yeah.
like, yeah, okay, come on, when the Eagles are getting behind a
Yeah.
division
I mean, my
rival.
God, you really have to be something special to earn that kind of respect.
Yeah, so yeah, I mean, what I'm doing, I mean, it's pretty hard to figure out, right? Like, I mean, you could consider trying to go trade for Tracy. I still do have a tiny bit of skepticism of just how good he'll be. I'm trying to remember again where we were at last year.
Right.
I do think he's a solid, really awesome waiver wire pickup in your redraft if he was on there. I know he won't be there in a lot of leagues, but I actually did make a trade with Scatabo. I mean, we could even dive into like what we think he's worth, and I mean, obviously in
Oh,
redraft he's worth
sure. I
nothing.
mean, yeah. I mean, no, I'd be really interested in that because honestly, like I hadn't even thought about it too much, probably just because I don't currently own any Scatabo shares in Dynasty. But yeah, it is fascinating because between him being a running back and just kind of the volatility of that position, and it's just one of those positions where like if you're not producing right now, and on
Yeah.
top of that, if you don't have great draft capital, you're typically not going to hold your value. But I mean, if there's one exception to the rule, it'd be a guy like Scatabo.
Yeah, it's funny. Like Scatabo, originally I would think as a guy, just because I mean, he's not young. He's like a 23-year-old running back. He gets one of these injuries, feels like okay, he's pretty dead. But actually, because of how good he was, and now I mean, and just how much of I don't know street cred he got like
Oh,
on the
yeah.
field, like he actually kind of feels like he could maintain his value pretty well actually through the injury, whether it's artificial kind of dynasty value or
Mhm.
warranted or not. I mean, geez, we won't even know until next year. But I
Yeah, 'cause, I
did.
mean, there still always is the chance that the Giants could draft another running back. I mean, like even if like Tracy is like, let's say maybe Tracy's not that great, and they're like, hey, we want someone to complement Scatabo. Maybe they get kind of like a better version of Tyrone Tracy, for instance. So yeah, the draft capital still makes you nervous, but man, he was just so awesome that you have to think that the Giants. I mean, as long as the injury isn't some long-term concern, you have to think that the Giants feel like they have like their main running back of the future. I would think.
Unless there's like some medical thing we're not aware of right now. Yeah, I mean, I would think that they're. I mean, of course they can always bring someone in, but yeah, they're probably not going to be like too eager to bring like a legit
Yeah.
running back in, like a Brees Hall or something, and hopefully
Right.
not.
Right.
But yeah, I did trade it's like a point per carry best ball. It was my only best ball league. And
Mhm.
dude, like this roster, it just, by the way, everyone on this team's got hurt. I finally cleared house of all my injured players, a bunch of
Mhm.
awesome guys. And then it's like, okay, AJ Brown goes down, now Scatabo. It's like, dude, come
Yeah.
on. Like this has just been a nightmare, this best ball league. So I'm like, hey, I need to get off of Scatabo now. And I'm getting like
Mhm.
offered Tyrone Tracy in DK, and I'm like, okay, that's like, I mean, it's a way to make up the points, but like for Dynasty, that's like awful unless DK's, I mean, legit. Like, I
Yeah,
don't
you're
want
talking about
to.
Shamir DK,
Yeah,
the
it's like,
Titans receiver.
yeah, it's like unless he's legit, like I'm just kind of like giving on
Yeah.
Scatabo for some a rental. Anyway, so I ended up another guy offered me Henderson, basically like in a deal. So I did Scatabo in a second, call it mid second for Henderson in a mid third, which I thought was like okay, like I'll gladly take that. Even though Henderson, who knows with him, at least he's
Yeah.
scored me some points right now. At least he can get me some carries. And if he
Right.
is theoretically good, I mean, he could be worth a lot more than Scatabo coming off the injury. So I feel like I
Yeah.
maybe got bailed out pretty good on that one in that best ball league, especially.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely don't hate that. I mean, I don't mind making the bet on a guy like Henderson, who could certainly have the possibility of breaking out in the second half of the season. So maybe we look back and say, man, you really bought Henderson at like the perfect time there and got a nice price on him. The only thing that makes me nervous, and we did see some nice signs of life from Henderson. I believe he went 10 carries for 75 rushing yards. Although on the downside, I noticed he's had 0 targets over the last 2 games. So I don't know if that's like a game script issue, if like the Patriots have just been like leading too much, but that's still a bit unusual. I mean, his big thing is that he's supposed to be a great pass catcher. And so, yeah, I'm kind of taken aback by that. And then on top of it, I just saw this was posted in the Listener League live chat. It's some kind of tweet or something from, looks like I believe this is the official NFL account, or maybe not. No,
Oh,
this is
the
something else.
Pats.
What is this? Mason H079. I don't even know who this is. Okay, but he gives the source of per Mike Reese that the Patriots are expected to target a running back at the trade deadline. So, I mean, who knows? It doesn't mean they're actually going to successfully trade for a running back. And even if they do, it doesn't mean it's going to be some like big time running back that would have some massive impact. So, don't want to make too much of that, but
I do think
I don't
that's
know. It's
why I
hard to
got
get a
that
real
deal
concern.
done. Yeah, I think that's why I got that deal done. By the way, I think the
I
guy
see.
saw
So
that,
that makes
and I was
sense.
like,
Yeah,
okay,
it's kind
like
of built in.
yeah, they did pick up some veteran running backs on the waiver wire, like the real waiver wire of the NFL. So we'll see, but I mean, hey, it could go bad. The best ball point per carry league, like you need a guy active. So I felt pretty fortunate to even get that, like especially
Yeah.
just with what theoretically Henderson could be. But I mean,
Mhm.
who the hell knows? I'm not even gonna speculate on that. We'll wait and see.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, like that's a special kind of league. If you're in a normal dynasty league, man, I don't know. I mean, probably wouldn't want to go for anything less than a mid second. I wouldn't want to trade him for probably a mid second, just off literally the ADV alone. I mean, even if you think he's
Oh,
not
I
gonna
know.
come back, so I don't know. Can you agree on that? Like, what would you be willing to sell him for if you owned him?
Well, I mean, if I were to sell him, I mean, I'd probably own him on a contender, like most likely. Because if I was rebuilding, I'd probably already traded him away, like just like I did in a real league where I owned him on a rebuilding team and moved him, and basically got like a first and a third for him. This was like basically, I think he had like a couple big games, or he had a few big a few good games where he was like starting to emerge. Like he hadn't had the like 3 touchdown game yet against like the Eagles, like the first time they played or anything like that. But I was really happy with that at the time, and still am right now, obviously. But yeah, if I owned Skat on a contender and just lost him, yeah, I probably wouldn't be looking to get a pick because I mean, unless I think I could flip that pick into a running back or something to replace him, or maybe I just had a ton of running back depth and didn't really need him. But yeah, I wouldn't be like too excited about that. I would probably be more looking to replace him in my lineup, kind of like how you did, buying low on a Henderson, or I mean, it doesn't even have to be like a buy low. I mean, just can I use Scatabo and add something to him to get a running back or a flex player that helps me right now? So I mean, that's really what I'd be looking to do.
Yeah, honestly, like if I had, I mean, I know one of them I own actually Henderson, and otherwise I'd go like try to trade him for Henderson and see if I can just catch a late season surge or something. I think that's a fine way to do it. Add to him to get Henderson as long as you like Henderson. If you don't believe in him, whatever, you can
Yeah.
target someone else. But yeah, I mean, I think that's a decent way. If there was another rookie running back, kind of
How
like
about like a Tootin? I mean, Tootin's coming off his
exactly
bye. I mean, like
any
it's
rookie
anyone's
running back.
guess whether his role is going to grow, but I mean, there's certainly like a decent
Yeah.
chance of it. So maybe that'd be more of like a trade you would make if you have like pretty good depth already that you don't need to like start that player right away. You
Yep.
can just kind of stash them. So, I mean, what do you think? Like, would you be willing to trade Scatabo for Tootin straight up right now in a contender?
I think you do better than that. I think just the
Okay.
fact that Tootin hasn't done anything for fantasy really is just fact. I think you
Yeah.
could actually. It just depends, Of course, I don't know. Yeah, who the owner is and all that stuff in your league to league. But I think you could actually potentially do better than that just off the fact. Here's the thing. I don't know that I would trade Tootin though for Scatabo as a Tootin owner. I mean, he has a
Right.
chance to break out and do some awesome stuff. So it's
Oh,
kind
yeah.
of one of those tough ones where.
Right.
Yeah, if you make that trade, well, in a week, ETN's really been slowing down here, so
Right.
you just never know with Tootin. It could come through an injury or more opportunity. We'll see. But I do think any rookie running back like that, I would much rather target a guy like Tootin or Henderson than I would, say, JCM, who I don't know what's going on there. Like, he was red hot, and then he just is basically been, I don't know. I mean, he hasn't done really anything for fantasy. He doesn't catch passes.
Yeah, I mean, and honestly, like, I mean, he really hasn't even put like multiple good games in a row. I mean, if you look at his game log, it's been like what, like 2 or 3, like, bigger, pretty big games, and the rest has just been like single digits. His floor is pretty low because he doesn't seem to catch the ball that much, and I also think he's been hurt a lot, particularly because of the Jaden Daniels injury. So, because
Yeah.
I think he's a player that's really reliant on being on a good offense, led by a good quarterback, because if suddenly you lose your stud quarterback and the offense isn't that great now you're more likely to be trailing. And then, it's not even like Mariota's some like pocket quarterback who's going to like dump off to the running back a lot. So it's just like, if the Commanders' offense isn't playing well, there aren't a ton of ways that JCM can score fantasy points other than kind of like breaking off a big
Yeah,
play, or I guess maybe getting an
that's
occasional goal line
that's
carry.
pretty much how he's got all his points too. He was actually really efficient. Just was, I don't know whether it was good blocking or him making great plays. He was busting some big ones and getting in
Yeah.
the end zone, and that just completely died off. And yeah, we're left with like no fantasy points whatsoever. So
Yeah. And, hey, we should catch up on the live chat
yeah.
here before we go too long.
So if Andrew's in here, let's get back to him. He says, "What's up, fellas?" So welcome, Andrew. Yeah, sorry for the wait. He might have been
Yeah.
here a few minutes, but yeah, he said he traded Sutton, a chain, and Charbonnet for Puka, Terry McLaurin, and yeah, for Puka and Terry McLaurin. Now his receiver room is Puka, Waddle, Pearsall, Terry McLaurin. So some injuries in there, and then his running backs are Derrick Henry, Saquon, Dowdle, and Bam Knight, half
Damn it,
PPR.
yeah.
So Sutton, a chain, and Sharb for Puka and Terry. What do you think, Dan?
All right, so it's a 3-for-2 trade here, and I'm assuming this is redraft most likely.
Mm-hmm. And this is a completed trade.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, it seems like Sutton's kind of cooled down. I didn't. I have to look at his stat line, but that's the talk I was hearing. I don't personally own him, so I don't follow him like too closely. But obviously, with the emergence of Troy Franklin, that would make sense. I mean, A-Chain's been pretty darn good, even despite the Dolphins being mostly a mess. Although they had a pretty good week here against the Falcons, kind of unexpectedly. And then Sharp, that's another player I don't own. So, I mean, to me, he's just like kind of a roadblock for Kenneth Walker. And I was just hearing a really fascinating conversation on Fantasy Points. They were talking about that situation, just saying how Kenneth Walker is just such a better football player than Sharp. And there was the craziest quote. I think it was from the head coach who said basically like, some reporter or something like it asked him about kind of the split between Walker and Sharp and how that was being determined. And basically the coach was like, yeah, well, effectiveness, isn't everything, or, isn't the only thing we're looking at. It's just like, well, what the hell else is there? You know what I mean? Like, I mean, have you ever heard a coach say that like, oh yeah, being good at football. Yeah, that's, not all
we don't want yards.
Yeah, exactly. It's
that's
like,
what the game's all about, is gaining yards.
Yeah, it's like, well, this guy's a great leader, so he really deserves the playing time. It's like, come on, man. Like, I mean, that's just kind of a bizarre quote to hear, in my opinion. So I don't think I've ever heard a coach say something like that. Like, yeah, effectiveness isn't everything. It's like, really? Okay. So, anyways, yeah, I haven't been following Sharps closely, but I mean, kind of my general impression is that like they're, both Walker and Sharps have kind of been rendered, I don't want to say useless, but
Sharp is like flexible, like in a point per carry. Yeah, he's like I mean, he's basically just like Canine. Whoever scores is gonna be the guy you want to play, and he's been vulturing some. So like I've actually been rocking him in a desperate one, and it is a point per carry, a 0.2. And he's been like as good as we can ask for what he is, like so.
Right. Okay, fair enough.
But he's not a starter. You don't want to be starting Charbonnet, though.
Yeah, I mean, he's still kind of a guy you probably don't feel great about having in your lineup. So yeah, honestly, I mean, I think I like the side getting Puka here. I mean, Terry McLaurin just re-injured himself, so that does kind of suck. I'm hoping he doesn't miss more than a week. I just noticed he was already ruled out for this upcoming game. So, I mean, thankfully he hasn't been put on IR at least yet. So hopefully it's just like a one-game thing. But even if you didn't even have McLaurin in there, I mean, just the fact that you're getting Puka here, I'm okay with that. I mean, you are giving up a great player in A-Chain, but I think we would all rank Puka over A-Chain rest of the season, even despite Puka's current injury. So it's a little risky with the both of the players you got are injured right now. But I think Puka isn't expected to miss too much more time. I'm not sure if he's expected back this week or not. I assume he's probably listed as questionable. But, yeah, I don't mind giving up, Sutton maybe kind of on the decline here. Sharps is kind of whatever. So it's almost just kind of like A-Chain for Puka. And I'll take Puka, assuming it's a shallow redraft league.
Yeah, I mean, Sutton's been really solid. I think I don't know, he probably came off a bad week or something. That's maybe why he traded him away. I mean, I think Sutton's like a really startable guy, unless things really change. Like, I know Franklin kind of randomly had another good game. He's kind of had a couple big weeks so far, but Sutton's still a really solid player. He's had a good season so far.
Yeah, he has.
So yeah, I mean, I really think it's a fair deal because you'd have Puka, assuming health on Puka, assuming he's going to be fine. Puka's over a chain, and well, Terry is not like I would not trade Sutton and Charb at all for Terry, but I think that kind of really evens the deal out. I'd be a little bit worried about the injuries, but yeah, I mean, yeah, you see, he has Saquon who might be hurt, so yeah, you take on some risk with the injuries, but if it works out, especially with Puka, I mean, yeah, and hopefully Saquon's healthy, I don't mind that deal at all, especially getting the best player in the deal.
Yeah, for sure. And yeah, I'm looking up Sutton's points per game this season. It looks like it's at 17.1, although that's in a full PPR. So this is a half PPR. So I don't know. I guess
would that make better in a half PPR because he's not a PPR
that's right.
guy.
Yeah, he's more of like a touchdown maker. So
yeah, which I was gonna say like kind of negates Puka a little bit. I do own him in a half PPR, and like he's awesome, but he has not been like the full PPR Puka, which makes things interesting. And you kind of say the same thing about a chain, so I don't know if it really like changes anything about the deal.
Yeah, because I mean, a chain catches a lot of passes, so I don't know if he's like a whole lot more valuable in a half PPR. So yeah, I don't think with the specifics of this deal, it would be that much different whether it was full PPR or half.
No, yeah, I like that. So yeah, let's get the half.
Yeah, so good deal. I mean, I think it's fair, but I mean, generally in shallow redraft leagues, I'll take the best player.
Yeah, let's get a hash. How have things been, Hash, Mister? Hashtag first 100, whatever it was.
Oh yeah,
He says in a three keeper league. I was like 3-team. No, 3 keeper.
3-team league, you know.
Oh, he's got Skat, Rip Skat, JT. Ooh, CMC. You know, that's a good. That's good to hear though. At least you'll be keeping Skat on IR and running it back with him next year. Yeah, dude, you gotta keep him. You gotta keep him on IR. I don't know what else you have. I mean, if you can keep him, and especially if it's like price adjusted, as long as he's healthy, I mean, he could still be a keeper. Hopefully, he's healthy.
Even if it wasn't, I was just gonna say, even if it wasn't a keeper league, you still gotta just keep Skat on IR because if you end up winning the championship, you know, come on, Scatabo helped get you there. Like he deserves a ring too, right?
No, that's right. You gotta keep him along for the ride as long as you can. You know, I don't like dropping.
Yeah, he deserves it. I mean, you know, he helped get you here. Like he's been money, so yeah, he deserves it.
Yeah. Hey, JT and CMC. Hopefully you end up fine with that. But I did hear some good news, at least on Skat we didn't mention, and basically it could have been a lot worse on his ankle.
Okay.
Like, yeah, he still like broke his like fibula and ruptured some tendon, but it wasn't his Achilles or whatever. So it's like, all right, I don't know, whatever. The doctors are saying it could have been worse. That's at least a positive. So they are saying he could hopefully be back for training camp and OTAs and stuff.
You know, funny enough, my parents are actually in town visiting, so we got Dr. Fortune in the house here. So yeah, unfortunately, he just went to bed. He was tired after the drive up north and everything. But I actually just said to him like, hey, you know, would it be possible to get you on a stream sometime? You know, break down some injuries, like, you know, maybe if we had like a week where there were like a ton of injuries of big players or something, and he's down. So nice. Yeah, so we officially got him as a resource now. And anytime we need like the injury expert.
Yeah, that's right. We had an injury expert. Call the expert. Love that.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I would be interested to hear what's going on with Scatabo because we do have at least the details on that injury now, which I think is a big part about the whole. Can you rely on Scatabo for the future or not? So certainly relevant for Dynasty, and then. Yeah, then Nahal, we welcomed you. Hey, how was that exam? I think I asked you what you had to eat. You went with not a donaire. I'm a donaire guy. A big donaire guy, actually. I don't know if you've ever had if you have donaires. Is that like something that you would ever, do you know what that is?
I do not.
Oh, wow, okay. I don't know. I mean, donaire is like, it's like meat of like lamb. And it's unreal. You could have like this like garlic sauce. You know, like this. Okay, the Soup Nazi episode from Seinfeld. There is like a joke in my family of like we have where I used to live, the donaire Nazi. You would go in there and order, but you would try to tell him the ingredients. He'd be like, no, like you don't, like you tell me later. And he would like literally yell, and I'm not joking. Like he actually did the Soup Nazi thing. Like that's also one of my parents' like favorite episode of Seinfeld. Okay. And then they're like, we gotta come back here more. This is awesome. Like he was yelling and he made people leave for ordering wrong. I'm not even joking.
Oh
It was
my
just like the
God.
episode, but it was
Wow.
it wasn't like okay, you gotta stand in line. It's like no, you have to order properly. You cannot tell him these ingredients or tell him what to do. He has to ask you what ingredients you want on. So we always loved that place, and they had a killer donair. So
Yeah.
yeah, I mean Nahal. I mean, dude, if you ever get out to Belleville, you're not too far away. You gotta go to that. Shout out. Definitely not a sponsor from the Donair Nazi, but it's Nova Deli is what it's called. That's like a classic. So don't we have any other Canadians in here? Unfortunately, otherwise I would definitely recommend that.
Yeah, but I did have like a lamb stew. It was like during like a St. Patty's Day like bar crawl, and they had this like like I don't know like Irish buffet or something, and like it wasn't expecting much, and I was like, oh my God, like this is unbelievable. So
lamb is great. Yeah, I just have it in Donair. It is phenomenal.
yeah,
Not something.
yeah, it was really good. So yeah, I would definitely be open to trying something like that.
Yeah, I highly recommend that. And then Michael Hart, yeah, he was saying Scatabo. He wants to cry. I mean, I think we all
Yeah.
know. We
Yeah. Oh, and I was just going to say, Michael Hart, by the way, I just wanted to say I saw your comment at the end of the last live stream that I was doing solo, and I felt bad because like I saw it like right as I was like clicking end. I was like, oh, wait, like I wanted to acknowledge it. And basically, Michael was just saying that, he had, hadn't said anything in the live chat, but he had been lurking and he just wanted to say that, he appreciated the stream and have a good night or whatever. So I felt bad that I didn't read that because the timing of it. But I just wanted Michael to know I saw the comment and I appreciated it. So thank you, Michael.
Nice. And Nahal was saying he's in a tough situation. Let's hear this. He says his team is too good to drop guys for defense, but in kicker. Chase is on bye. Who? What Chase is on?
Wait, the Bengals aren't bye?
No, the Bengals aren't on bye.
Yeah.
And he's the the kicker Chase, and he's on bye, and he's the second. Okay, he's the kicker too right now. Interesting. Ooh, I mean, I don't even play in a league with kicker, so I can't even like really speak on that. I mean, hey, if there's, I mean, you gotta have a kicker in your lineup, unless it's one of those ones where you know that a guy at Sunday night or Monday night, or even at 3 p.m. could be active. You could try to rock no kicker for the 12 p.m. window, see how the matchups are going. Sometimes your opponent has like everyone playing at noon or something, so you could try that. I mean, that's really all I could suggest.
Yeah, maybe kind of, because in a shallow redraft league, you hate to lose an advantage like that if you really have. I mean, as crazy as it sounds, and because kickers aren't like that important, but man, if you have like the kicker 1 or 2 on the season, like it can make a difference in a shallow league like that. So I definitely wouldn't be going out of my way to drop them. So maybe you see how like the first, see how the Thursday game goes. Maybe see how like the 1 p.m. Eastern games go on Sunday. And, if you feel like you're in a close one, maybe there's someone you can drop like playing in the later games and then like add a kicker kind of last second there if you feel like it's worth it at that point. But maybe if you're getting blown out, or heck, maybe you had a couple players go off and like you're blowing them out and it's like, hey, I don't even like need a kicker this week because I'm getting crushed or I'm crushing them. So kind of see what you can get away with there. Also, if you have one or multiple IR slots, maybe as the week goes on, someone gets ruled out, you can move them in an IR and then add a kicker. You don't have to drop anyone. So I'd kind of play around with it, but I'd try to keep your kicker advantage if you can.
Yeah, I did. It's hilariously if you have the number 1 or 2 kicker. I mean, especially because kicker, there's not really like a rhyme or reason for streaming. It's not like sometimes there's like good matchups. I remember the Vikings a few years ago were like the kicker won. It was whoever was playing with them for whatever reason. But yeah, I mean, it actually can be like one of the biggest advantages on your team. Hilariously, if you just so happen to have this Chase guy. I mean, I know exactly what kicker you're talking about, but I can't even remember who that is or what team he is at the same time because it's been so long since I've been looking at kickers.
Yeah, but the one thing I would say is that if push comes to shove and you need to drop the guy, it's not the end of the world. So don't treat it like that. I mean, don't get the wrong idea here. Even if he's the kicker 1 or 2. If you absolutely need to, you can drop him. I mean, I'm sure you'll still get like a really good kicker on waivers. I mean, the guy I always think of is Kimmy Fairbairn. He just had like a monster week. There might be guys available that you wouldn't even think would be on waivers because maybe They were on a bye last week during the bye apocalypse, and then their owners had to drop them because they needed a starting kicker. So there might even be a kicker on waivers that's like maybe it's just like a point or two like worse than this Chase was it Chase McLaughlin,
It's
I
gotta
think.
be, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So there might be a kicker on waivers that's not even too much worse than that. So I would try to keep them, but like don't go crazy about it. If you need to drop them, like you might even get them back, or heck, you might even get someone that gets hotter than Chase. So I wouldn't sweat it too much.
Yeah, and then Michael was adding. I was under the impression Michael was a Giants fan. I couldn't remember if he ever disclosed that or not, but he said he Scatabo becoming one of his or was like his new favorite player on the Giants.
Yeah.
And yeah, he's a Skat owner, and yeah, I mean that blows, especially as like I mean it's one thing as just a fantasy fan or owner. I mean this as a football fan, number one, then a fantasy owner, and then as a diehard Giants fan, and also like neighbors down. So like I mean brutal season, and honestly the most impressive part about it all is that like Dart is still holding it together as of right now. He didn't even have Slayton for what he's worth. I mean when you're throwing to little Jordan Humphrey and I mean
Wandale.
And Wandale,
Theo Johnson.
Yeah, Theo Johnson, and staying in these games with Denver, and I mean, basically they should have beat Denver. I mean, pretty impressive by Dart so far. So very, very good to see as a Giants owner.
Yeah,
at least.
I mean, if you're a Giants fan, you got to still be pretty excited. I mean, it sucks with the bad luck having like two of your young stud players injured, but I mean, the future's got to be looking pretty bright at this point. I mean, talk about a big three there: Dart, Neighbors, and Scatabo. I mean, that's pretty sick. So like, you got to be pretty excited for the future.
Yeah, I mean, that team has been so bad on offense. Like, however, I mean, basically since like OBJ left. I mean, really, like, when have they ever been good on O? And I mean, were they even like that good? Maybe in his last seasons. I mean, maybe. Like I think they still had Eli Manning around, but or maybe that was like his final year. But yeah, they have been really, really boring. So great to see some new blood in there. And Nahal calls out Jays 1. So I was just watching before coming on here. But good to see they're up. They're up. Or no. Yeah, they're up 3-2 now in the series. So they get a chance to take it home in Toronto. I don't worry about that Dodgers hat that I had on a few streams ago. I requested a Blue Jays one, but my girlfriend, she liked the color. So what can I say about that?
Yeah, gotta make some compromises sometimes.
That's right. So I did tell her that. I was like, hey, look, I don't want to get jumped. I can't
I know.
wear that.
I mean. Yeah, I mean, especially on stream too. I mean, that was a bold move there. Canadian wearing a Dodgers hat on stream, but
yeah, no, that's right. I mean, hey, they weren't in the World Series yet, but it was a bold move. Hey, I'm hoping for Canada. I mean, I will generally watch. I basically said if they're like a couple games out of playoffs, I'll be like, all right, like I'll tune in now. Like it's the definition of a fair weather fan. There's no way I'm watching 160. Dude, I'm even watching the playoffs, and like, don't get me wrong, it's exciting and everything, but even in the playoffs, like, I'm still like, man, this is like pretty boring. Like, I mean, it's exciting, but I'm not a big baseball guy. I never even played, so I think that would have helped if I at least played. But did you?
Oh, hey, by the way, Blake, totally random, but I just thought of it, and if I don't mention it now, I'm probably gonna forget, and they're gonna be like, oh shoot, I forgot to say it. But of course, in our last stream with the two of us on. We were reviewing Whiplash, and I was talking with my parents about it, telling them about the movie, and they got to watch it and everything like that. My mom like ends up pulling up J.K. Simmons like Wikipedia page, and she's like reading about him. Mm-hmm. Turns out he grew up in my hometown, Grosse Pointe, Michigan.
Wow.
Yeah. What are the odds of that? Like I couldn't believe that. And in fact, he was even like a band director at Parcells Middle School. Now I didn't go there, but I mean that's basically like down the street from like where I went to middle school, where I went to school. So like I couldn't believe that. And of course, like like I was saying, like I was a drummer growing up. I played like my middle school band, high school band. So like if I had gone to that middle school, like I don't know what the timing of it was, but like maybe he would have actually been like my band director. Like can you imagine? Like how hilarious would that have been?
No, that was crazy. I was going to say, yeah, if you went to that same school, I mean you might have seen him before or known him.
Right.
I mean that'd be wild.
Yeah, so I'm gonna have to like find out like what years he was a band director at this middle school. But like that would have been wild if it was like the same time that like I was in middle school. So like, oh my god, like how hilarious would that be if that's like your band teacher growing up, and then years in the future you're watching this critically acclaimed movie and it's like, wait a minute, like that was actually my band director. So I just thought that was kind of funny.
It'd be hilarious too if you didn't know, and then
if you didn't know, I guess I probably would have known he'd become an actor or something like that. But still, like,
I'm sure that's happened to someone though. That was
like, wait a minute, like not only is that my band teacher, but he's actually playing a part of like a band director.
And he was exactly like that.
Right.
Hopefully not. But.
Oh my god, yeah. I wonder how much different he was. I imagine he was probably a lot different than that character, but
I can only hope.
Yeah.
But Michael was saying all good. He said great solo stream.
Oh yeah, thank you, appreciate it.
And then Nahal is saying, oh yeah, he can drop Chase McLaughlin just fine, or because he needs to slot for defense. Okay, that's good to hear. That
if you need to, like, don't sweat it that much. Like, I mean, if you have to drop a good player, I mean, better be like a kicker than anything else, basically.
And Hash Grower clears up. It's hashtag original 100.
Okay, that's the official hashtag then.
Yeah, I couldn't think of it. It was on the tip of my tongue.
Yeah.
That's right. I think maybe everyone in here is hashtag original 100. I believe so. I believe K-Max got in there right before the cut as well. And hey, what's up, K-Max? See you in here. Welcome. And then Nahal says, oh, Will Reichert's been good. Yeah, I mean, hey, he hadn't missed a kick until they screwed him on that London wire, and then when they were talking about that on stream, people were saying he hit another wire. I don't think he did, but people were claiming on that Chargers game he hit another wire, which would be crazy. Imagine that. Yeah, the only 2 kicks you missed halfway through the season are due to technical wires. Like that would be crazy.
Oh wait, did it hit like the wire that they had that like special camera on? Is that what you're saying?
In London, and then people were speculating because one looked like a good kick, and then it came up just short. They were speculating that like you could see the wire, you could see the ball going, and they were saying like, oh, like look, it hit the wire. I don't think it did. I think you would have seen it, but it literally looked like in the video on this close up. It does look like it from what the angle is. It looks very close. Who knows?
Oh wow.
If it really is, it could just be an illusion. I bet that's mostly the case, but. Yeah, I'm not too surprised that he's been pretty solid, especially they're kicking a lot of field goals and not a lot of touchdowns, unfortunately. And then Hash is saying Seinfeld, soup Nazi, no soup for you. Classic. Yeah. That's got to be like the number one, like the classic Seinfeld episode, right?
I mean, the thing is, like, I mean, it's definitely like a good episode. I mean, I don't know if I would like put it like in like my top. I mean, God, how many episodes of Seinfeld did they do? I know it was over 100. I don't know. Like, let's say there was like 150 episodes or something like that. I mean, I'm not even sure if I'd put it like my top like 20 episodes. I mean, it was a good episode, but there's just something like memorable about it. I don't know.
Yeah, exactly.
It's just like something that people just happen to remember. But it was a good episode.
Yeah, no, the most memorable is certainly and quotable. I mean, come on,
no soup for you. Yeah, it's catchy.
And then Michael says losing Skat hurt more than Malik's injury, which is shocking. Yeah, I mean. I guess at least like when Malik went down, you still had Scatabo and you still had Dart. I think that was the first game with Dart starting, so there's still stuff to be excited about. Now it's like, oh man, like we already lost Malik. We can't lose Scatabo too. So yeah.
Okay, so you think you meant that from like a Giants perspective, not like fantasy?
I think so. Yeah, I'm sure he had some neighbors too, but like.
Yeah, but neighbors hadn't like. I mean. It happened so early for neighbors that, you almost just sort of like took it as a given. Whereas with Scatabo, he'd given you so many good games. Then to have that taken away from you, it like hurt extra. It feels like.
No, 100%. And then Hall was saying that the Jays play out of their minds today. So hey, good to see. I was curling. I mean, it doesn't get more candid than this. I was curling and watching the Jays game. They had it on while you're curling. So. And then we were like joking. We were seeing some of the curlers because everyone was like watching in this. It's kind of like the bar area after, and there was like a guy with like plaid on, like a Winnipeg Jets jersey, a Blue Jays hat, and like a Raptors something on him, and he was holding curling brooms on top of all that. And I was like, dude, you don't see anything more Canadian than that. Like, That's an all-timer there, but hey, we're living up to the. He just needed a hockey stick, basically. Is just what he needed.
Sounds about right.
Yeah. So, KMX is saying, "Don't worry. You might not be a baseball guy, but you'll sure love it when it goes to 18 innings." That's what I was gonna ask Dan. It's probably the best of your willpower you'll ever have to go through 2 a.m. in the morning. Did you see that Game 3 of the Blue Jays went 18 innings?
Wow.
I went to
That's
bed
not.
at like 12, and I'm just like, dude, this is crazy. Like, I gotta go to bed. Like, I gotta wake up in like 4 hours or something like
So
that.
was it like a Dynasty Savvy live stream when you woke up? Were they still playing?
It was like they actually outdid our best stream 100%. Like the game was probably five. It was
I don't know.
probably
I
about.
mean, like,
It was over 6 hours. The game.
hey, like I could pull up our archive right now. I mean, we definitely have given them a run for their money there.
Yeah, ours is like 6 hours and like a couple minutes, I
Okay,
believe. So it would have been
they just
close.
beat us. Yeah,
Yeah, I
okay.
don't know. Yeah, they would have probably, I think, just beat us. But I mean, nonetheless, very close to topping. I mean, that's pretty crazy.
Hmm.
We have a couple live streams that are 18 innings long, basically.
Oh yeah, I mean, I'm looking at it. Yeah, our 100 subs special was like over 5 hours, and then
What's that
this is
one?
a random episode of Dynasty and Beers went over 6 hours. Oh, I think that's the one where we actually hit 100. Yeah, that was definitely a lot. Yeah, we couldn't stop because there were just so many
Yeah.
new viewers. Like we couldn't stop the momentum there. So yeah. Hey, here's one: the Juwan Johnson dilemma episode of Dynasty Dilemma.
Oh,
6.5 hours. I mean,
okay.
that's got to be our longest there.
We might
So
have
we,
went
we may
19
have beat the
innings.
Blue Jays.
We might have went 19 innings.
Yeah, I think we're
Oh,
19
wait.
there.
No, Nahal has an official timer. He says 6 hours, 39 minutes. So
Oh,
we did
come
not.
on. They just beat us.
Yeah, we'll have to beat that. We'll have to go 19 innings
Yeah.
one time.
I mean, heck, I mean, at this rate, we might be doing like a 24-hour live stream here, but gosh,
It probably wouldn't be that challenging, Like it's just,
heck, that's walk in the park for us,
yeah.
right? So,
I just need donair delivered, and who knows? I mean,
yeah,
it really can't be that bad.
yeah,
Um, and then K-Mex was saying how he traded Scatabo and Goddard for Bowers and DK a few weeks ago, so he dodged a bullet, and that's I mean,
yeah,
sometimes you don't want to win a trade, through an injury, but it certainly feels good to just get skimmed by the bullet there and let it go by as you pass it on to
yeah.
someone else.
And that's DK Metcalf for any of our audio listeners right now, not to be confused with Shamir DK.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, hey, if he was shading for Chimera DK, or actually, I've heard people saying like Chimray DK. I guess that
Oh,
sounds
okay.
all right too. I don't know. I mean,
I have no clue. Yeah,
yeah. I mean, I guess you kind of got to say his first name because it does sound like you're saying DK Metcalf.
exactly. Yeah.
Uh, yeah, I mean, hey, if he was traded from a few weeks ago, that'd be pretty impressive. Then, ooh, Nahal, did you see something about this, Dan? I heard some rumblings about this. I didn't
Hmm.
see the actual tweet, but Nahal says, "Did we see Brees's tweet?"
No.
Nahal's praying he gets dealt. I guess he had some kind of like cryptic tweet out,
Hmm.
possible trade. That'd be nice.
Interesting. Well, hey, I got a sneaky waiver wire ad recommendation for everyone out there. If you're just looking for a little late season upside and you have a free IR slot or two, Braylon Allen. I bet he's been dropped in a lot of leagues. So I don't know if I'd waste the roster spot if I can't put him in IR. But if you have a free IR slot, he's definitely has been dropped in some leagues. Throw him into your IR slot, and if Brees ends up getting traded, I mean, Braylon Allen could be back as early as like week 12, I believe. I did the math because I think they said he's going to miss like
It's 8 to 12 weeks.
8 to 12 weeks. Yeah. So I think that would make it sometime between like week 12 and week 16 or something like that. So I mean, he could easily be back, even potentially before the fantasy playoffs, but certainly potentially in time for the fantasy playoffs. So and if that happens and Brees gets traded, I mean, he could be the RB1 there. I mean, he was ahead of Isaiah Davis on the depth chart prior to getting injured. So I know Isaiah Davis has played pretty well. He's coming off a good game here, but I mean, if Brees gets traded, like Braylon Allen comes back healthy, he's a guy you're going to want to own.
Yeah, if he's been if you're in a couple of leagues, he's probably either available or was dropped at some point in one of those. Because I actually had to drop him in one. I didn't have a room to keep
Right.
him.
Yeah.
And I was just hoping no one picked him up, and someone, of course, picked him up. So my other league where I also had him, I thankfully
Yeah.
still have him hanging around. But yeah, he and Isaiah Davis are like on like so many of my rosters right now. Unless I had to drop Braylon Allen because you just never know. It could be maybe Brees gets hurt, which was banged up, or it's a trade.
Right.
someone might actually be good there, though. Brees himself. By the way, Brees has been like the best, like literally has been like the best running back to never score fantasy points. Like, I mean, he's actually been putting up some monster games just like without touchdowns, which is how the running back position scores like most of their points. Is like JT is scoring 3 touchdowns a game and just getting like nuclear levels. And it's like, yeah, he is running well, but like, I mean, yeah, Brees Hall is putting some great, really underrated totals down. Finally, it takes like a passing touchdown and a couple rushing ones to get him on the board. And I also was like texting Matt. I'm like, I love how they, I love how like with Brees Hall, they're literally just like, dude, we can't trust Justin Fields. That's surely not the conversation. But it's kind of almost implies like, dude, we're gonna actually let Brees Hall throw to Mason Taylor before we let Justin Fields do it, which is hilarious. That was a pretty fun play, but glad to see Brees Hall is on the.
Yeah, I mean, we own him in the Dynasty League that we co-manage, Gray Matter Technologies, and man, yeah, it's been a rough ride so far. So great to see. Yeah. Unfortunately, we came up a little short in our matchup. I think we're hanging at like 3-5 right now. Even though it seems like our team should be better than that, so we kind of got to figure that out. But yeah, what's crazy is like all 3 of those touchdowns from Brees came in the 4th quarter. So that was like a wild run out there, as you'd like to say. And but hey, despite that, Randy and I were able to take down you and Matt in the Aqua League, helped by Samaje
Perine. I just noticed
our RB2 came up big.
Yeah,
so it's fun.
Yeah, I mean, I was checking. I unfortunately didn't see like much of any of these games really because I had to do an exam basically at some time around like that noon, and I was like studying for it before. And I remember like checking. I'm like, oh, Brees Hall scored 34 points. Like, oh, surely I'm about to win some matchups, dude. This was my worst week by far. Right. By far, I think everyone I had was on bye week and across my leagues. I had 5 wins across 17 leagues, like dynasty leagues. 5 wins, and through the first 7 weeks, I hadn't had less than like 11 or something. Like I've been positive. Like that's how bad of a week it was just for the Buymageddon. Yeah. So I mean, not even Brees Hall's 34 points was saving me in a lot of leagues like when we played you.
Right.
And dude, and it seemed like all the good players didn't score any points, and all the bad players or whatever, these like random guys were actually in lineups were having monster games. I don't know if you noticed that.
Well, everyone was in lineups because of the Buymageddon. So it's like if you had a player that was even halfway decent in general, like he was in the starting lineup. And actually, oh yeah, so it was definitely an interesting week. And funny enough, I mean, like overall the week definitely wasn't like great for me. But the one bragging point I have is in my home redraft league, I pretty much had like everyone on a bye. Like I shared that screenshot in the listener league chat where it was like, I opened up like my fantasy app, this past Tuesday, and it's like bye. It was just like ridiculous. I had to patch together like the grossest looking starting lineup you've ever seen. I managed to win my matchup. Like, don't ask me how, but
did you have
okay, this is my starting. This is my starting lineup. Stroud had a big game, 27 points. Okay, Jerome Ford did nothing. I had Tracy scored 7. Jaden Higgins scored 13. Jalen Noel 11. Gadsden scored like 19. Josh Downs 13. I just saw Freiermuth. He did nothing. But Devonta Smith 14. Oh, my Bucks defense 19 points. And Evan McPherson, my kicker, 8 points. So, I won. I mean, my opponent didn't even do that bad either. I have to pull up the exact score here. But yeah, it's not like my opponent was just like horrible or anything like that. Let's see here. Okay, I won like 137 to like 129. So hey, I was pretty proud of that. Like Ham and Egan, patchwork starting lineup there, getting the W. So that's why you can't just like give up. Like you got to like work the waiver wire, like get a trade or two happening. Like anything's possible.
No, that's pretty impressive. And actually, it's probably pretty smart to just like play the Texans passing offense and just
exactly
because. Hey, one of these guys are catching a touchdown. That means Stroud's throwing one, and you might get this outcome that you got.
That was exactly my philosophy. I mean, and I was proud of myself, like starting Jaden Higgins because I actually started him the week before out of desperation, and he had the goose egg. And even after that, I just like went right back to the well. I'm like, hey, I'm starting Stroud, I'm starting Noel, I'm just going all in, and it worked beautifully.
Yeah, no, I mean exactly. Like if you own Jaden Higgins, you better be starting him that week because. I mean, I think he was coming off a touchdown the week what I guess that'd be
Prior.
2 weeks ago. Yeah, a
Yeah,
week prior.
right,
So
prior, yeah.
there's at least been some signs of life there, and Noel's been looking awesome. For they just like are not even using them still. Like it's like kind of crazy. They have
Okay.
like Braxton Berrios. I don't
Oh
think
my
he's
god,
been
I
a
saw that. That. I mean, how frustrating is that? Like, bad enough they've been using like all this like Xavier Hutchinson and Christian Kirk and all this crap, and it's like Nico Collins is out, Christian Kirk's out, and okay, yeah, you figure they're gonna use some Xavier Hutchinson, but like, okay, Braxton Berrios, like really, like, I mean, they're just like the new what's his name, the Broncos coach, Sean Payton, you
Yeah,
know. Hey,
Jesus.
they're kind of like Sean Paytoning the whole situation here. It's
Yeah,
unbelievable.
I remember you asking them like I don't even own any Higgins. Actually, I think I did just I got them actually I got both Texans receivers, both those guys in a random deal, a
Okay.
monster deal. I got them kind of thrown in there in a dynasty
Okay.
trade, but I didn't even own any Higgins, and I was like, yeah, I'm not worried about Xavier Hutchinson playing over Jaden Higgins, near first round pick.
Right.
the, and they're playing Xavier Hutchinson. To his credit, he's at least made some touchdown grabs. I have no idea if he's actually been any good or not.
Right.
But yeah, very strange what they're doing there. And yeah, Noel, I don't think he's gotten above 50% participation still, even with Christian Kirk being out, or at least he's been floating around that the last game or two.
Yeah.
And he's been awesome. His metrics have been phenomenal. Basically, when he's
Oh,
on
they
the
must
field,
be. And it's been the weirdest. Just I don't know. Yeah, I keep going back to that word run out. You got that in my head now. I'm like saying that all the time. But yeah, it's been like a bizarre run out with Jalen Noel, like ever since he was drafted. I mean, there's been like zero hype on this guy outside of just people talking him up as a prospect and like how great his tape was and how much like the film guys love him and everything like that. But in terms of like the offseason, training camp, OTAs, everything like that, like there was like zero hype on this guy, unless like I completely missed everything. But I didn't hear like a word on him. But I was still like, keeping my faith in him because I just like loved him as a player. And so I was still like trying to buy him where I could, and I was drafting him where I could. And it's definitely vindicating to see this paying off, that even on these like limited snaps, he's producing like really great stats relative to that. But yet, like, what does this guy got to do to like earn a chance here?
yeah, I mean, and yeah, like outproducing per route. I get small sample size, but he looks better than basically Jaden Higgins out there, I'd say. And I mean, that's kind of like my original Noel thing was like, I think this guy's at least a better fantasy like player you want. You want the slot guy that he can work downfield like Christian Kirk as a prospect. And I mean, hey, we're seeing that, so I'm excited about that for sure. Just hopefully he can get on the field. I mean, I don't know. Hopefully Christian Kirk just kind of.
Yeah.
The thing is, Christian Kirk's gonna come back, so like. I don't even know. I mean, it's hopefully he stays out for now. You could maybe start Noel as he gets more work, but I mean, I guess the second that Kirk's back, I mean, I'm gonna be interested in buying some more Jalen Noel there. I got a healthy dose of him already, but
yeah, I mean, it sounds like Christian Kirk may be back this week. I want to say I think he returned to at least like a limited practice today. I can double check on that.
That might be
a
good thing for our dynasty.
Yeah, then you get it easier to buy him. I mean, at some point he's got to. I mean, he's shown he can play, so at some point he's going to earn more snaps, I imagine.
Yeah, hopefully. So if he can kind of go quiet for a week or two, then you might be able to flip some random veteran or something into him. So that's good.
I just want to say, like, I mean, I like Jaden Higgins as a prospect too. So I think both Texans receivers are going to be really good, personally.
Yeah, no, I actually really liked Higgins coming out as well. I actually just liked Noel slightly more, and especially just the way that he scores fantasy points. Like Jaden Higgins is not a separator; he was not a separator at all in college. But I did really like Jaden Higgins. I actually really like both those guys as well.
Yeah, originally, I don't know, like maybe I just hadn't like discovered Noel yet, but I was really like big on Higgins earlier on, and then you had kept like talking up Noel, and once I looked into him more, like I really fell in love with him. So I just really love both guys. Like they just both look like, when you watch them play. I mean, okay, maybe Higgins hasn't looked that great so far in the NFL, but just going back to like college and everything, they just both look like football players. To me, they just look like pro football players. Personally.
No, yeah, I think Higgins is really solid. I think I mean, actually, this goes to like what Matt Harmon was saying. Basically, it was like, I mean, this is really why I became uninterested in Jaden Higgins. Number one, because Jalen Noel was much cheaper. Okay, if I want a piece of the Texans, I can get Jalen Noel like literally like potentially a full round later. I mean, you can get him like mid-third in some drafts.
Yeah, so. I agree. That was better value. And once I came around to Noel, kind of like later in the offseason, I completely agreed with you that yes, I still like both players, but yeah, Noel is definitely the better value.
And the other thing was that. Because they landed on the same team and Christian Kirk's there is zero route for Higgins to play the slot, which would actually be one of his like biggest arguments for getting Jaden Higgins like into a really productive fantasy rookie season, is having him play like that big slot. And basically, yeah, there's no chance of that now. So that's kind of where I ended up just like kind of not getting any Jaden Higgins at all. But I actually do really like Jaden Higgins. I know he hasn't like had much opportunities, he's been outplayed by Hutchinson or whatever, but I do think he's a good player if he can actually.
Yeah, and I think he could be a sneaky buy as well. Like kind of like we were saying about Noel. Like if Higgins goes quiet for a little bit because like Nico Collins comes back and then Higgins like does nothing for a few weeks, like I think he's a great guy to buy.
No, yeah, 100%. And then we got Nahal saying, funny thing is that was the longest World Series game, and it actually there was another game as well that he says ended in the 18th inning, which is wild. I mean, you got your money's worth if you went to that game, and Justin Herbert was there with his girlfriend.
Okay.
I can't remember if he said he left early or not. I was like trying to listen to it, but there's a lot of noise being made, so I don't know if anyone's got that. Let me know. But I mean, he would have been up late if he stayed there, and he's got a game to play. So I mean, people were joking about that on Twitter. Justin Herbert, and then Nahal says, "Good thing they added pitchers. Oh, pitch timers. Oh my goodness, could you imagine if there was no pitch timer on that? Because that's been like a big emphasis for the MLB is getting those games done quick. Yeah, dude, that could have been like a 10-hour game. That would be insane." And then Nahal is also saying DC Ramondre is questionable, and the Pats are looking to trade for an RB. And yes, they do not deserve Travion Henderson. I actually did see that, and it was actually helped me be like, okay, like, dude, if Ramondre is hurt, perfect. Like, I'm trading for another Henderson. Like, screw this. Like, I'm all in.
Yeah.
But I saw a beat reporter. It wasn't even out when I made that trade. It was just the same beat reporter that did the Pats are looking for a veteran running back, and I'm like, okay, well, I haven't heard Ramondre Stevenson get reported on with missing practice with a toe injury. So anyways, I kind of was like, okay, maybe I can get ahead of this this guy in the trade offer. We'll see if that matters or not. Who knows? But it was it.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't even heard that. So yeah, that is interesting. I mean, if Ramondre's hurt, definitely makes you that much more excited about Henderson.
Dude, I think they'll sign LeGarrette Blount or something to come back and start stealing carries from.
Oh God, yeah, they'll find someone to get in the way, right?
Who would be the funniest name that they could just sign? Like, who would?
I mean, yeah, but I mean, I don't think he ever played for the Patriots, but maybe that doesn't matter. But the funny name that comes to mind for me is like Matt Asiata or something like that, because he was just like the biggest like guy who's just like like zero athleticism, is like what is he even doing? But like he could just like plug it in on the 1 yard line and get those like cheap touchdowns. So I mean, he was a hilarious guy for fantasy.
Who's of anyone that's either hasn't played in like a year or two, who's like a realistic one? Kind of what comes to mind is like a Jerick McKinnon. Like is Jerick McKinnon or Latavius Murray? Vikings.
Latavius Murray, that's a good one.
A couple former Vikings. That would be.
Or like, how about Dalvin Cook? He'll get like the medicine ball. Like we'll see him on Twitter doing that.
Yeah, I'm shocked he is not. I guess he was with the Ravens at one point, but.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I guess he's just kind of hung it up. That would be like honestly like one, or if he was in, I wouldn't be like too shocked if that was something. I don't think that's gonna happen, but.
Or how about like news story breaks like, okay, Tiki Barber's trying to NFL comeback for like the second time.
Yeah, dude. I mean, hey, anything to make sure that Ramondre's not touching the rock. I wouldn't be too surprised if K-Max, Nahal, Michael, you guys got one. Let us know what's like. Who would be like the funniest? I'm just trying to think though. Like,
I almost feel like we got to do like a draft now, like the most like hilarious names that like the Patriots could like sign right now to get in the way of Henderson.
Yeah, I mean like Marshawn Lynch keeps coming to mind too, just because he's come out of retirement. Yeah, that would be pretty funny if they actually did. They actually have they signed D'Ernest Johnston is who they signed. I mean, I could see him getting some run randomly over Ramon or over.
Henderson. Or how about who was that guy? Like he played for like the Dolphins and then the Cardinals and then the Ravens.
Kenyon Drake.
Yeah. I could see like Kenyon Drake or there was another one that was coming to mind, but
dude, Leonard Fournette.
That's a good one. I love it.
My
I
God.
could see that. Yeah.
That would be, I mean, that would be just insane if that were to ever
What
happen.
really makes it funny is like if it's someone like you haven't even like thought about like in a year or two, and you just like you forgot,
Yeah.
it's almost like you forgot the player existed. It's like, oh yeah, I remember that guy.
Here's a guy that I keep almost forgetting exists, but then I keep seeing this guy's name mentioned everywhere. Is Kerryon Johnson? KMX says,
Oh my god.
and Devontae
So
Freeman's a
you've
classic
seen
one.
his name mentioned where?
Well, number one is him on Twitter sometimes, and I keep hearing like, oh, if only Kerryon Johnson like stayed healthy or something like that, or if only this with Kerryon Johnson,
Wow.
like what
I'm
a player
amazed
he would
people
have
even
been.
like remember him.
Yeah, I mean, what was it, his rookie year or second year or both? He was like really good. He was like, I think for fantasy, he probably was like a top back.
Was
Uh,
he? Like I don't even really remember him having much of a run out
he
there.
he had a year. He had a year. I don't know if it was his. It must have been his rookie season. It was like
I mean,
pretty.
I feel like I should know as a Lions fan. I'll have to like look this up, but like, I mean, it
That's like
must have
what.
been pretty short lived. Like, I can't even really remember that. I mean, I remember Javid Best had like one really good year. He was another fun one. Just yeah, fast Lions running back, kind of Gibbs-esque, but
Yeah.
yeah, I barely remember Kerryon Johnson.
It must have been around like 2018 or so. He's only 28 years old, actually. That's
I'll
kind
see
of
if
crazy.
I can look that up. I mean, I'll laugh if he actually had like
Yeah.
like one good season even.
He probably had. It was probably like one of those ones where I'm trying to think of a comp. He probably had like a really hot half of the season or something like that.
Okay. Right.
Because maybe he was a rookie or something like that, and then he played well in the second half.
Okay.
Maybe something along those lines is what I'd have to guess.
Yeah, I'm pulling up his career stats right now. Here, let's do it by season. Okay, 2018. So it looks like that was his rookie year. Yeah, he only played 3 years. Okay, yeah, his rookie year wasn't too bad. I mean, nothing amazing. Yeah, maybe it was like mostly came in like one half of the season or something. But he had 641 rushing yards, 5.4 a carry. Wow, I can't believe it was that good. 3 rushing touchdowns. Even had a 71-yard run, and then the receiving game, 32 catches. 213 receiving yards, 1 receiving touchdown. So yeah,
Okay,
I mean that's
PPR scam. I mean, dude, that's only on 7 games started. So.
oh yeah,
Wow.
only 10 games played. So yeah, I mean, gosh, I barely even remembered that. But yeah, that's a pretty good fantasy season there, at least for
Yep.
8-10 games or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to tell this other one. He only played a part of the season too. It looks like he was like pretty solid in the other one. But yeah, I remember. I wasn't playing fantasy that season. I remember he was like a hot running back name though that year.
Right.
So yeah, I mean, at least had a little run. But that, I mean, Devontae Freeman is a good pull too. I was trying to remember his name because he's been floating around for a hot minute.
Yeah.
And no, it says Dalvin Cook. I mean, Dalvin Cook's like an actual realistic one. And that's right, he did sign with the Cowboys. Completely forgot about that.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, that would be hilarious. I'm interested to see if they.
You made me think of it when you said Devontae Freeman. How about his former running back committee mate, Tevin
I
Coleman?
needed to say that. Yeah. No, that was like the classic Niners one. Like who are they bringing in?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Like yeah, they always like sign him off the couch when they get desperate.
No, that would be hilarious. And then
Yeah.
Oh yeah, KMX is saying he was the first Lions running back into like 10 years to have a 100-yard game. And actually, that's a crazy pull because I remember watching.
Oh, that's right.
I remember watching a Lions game, and it was like they were saying how when it was like Theo Riddick and Amir Abdullah there, how it's been years since whatever like 100-yard game. Like that's such a.
I know.
It's like not
Low
even a
bar.
big. Yeah, it's such a low
I know.
bar for.
Yeah.
I mean, literally one run could get you there, so
Yeah.
that's insane. Honestly, that's
Yeah,
crazy
it
stuff.
really is.
And then welcome Eduardo. Eduardo, I don't know if I feel like we've had an Eduardo. I don't know if you're the same one. So let us know if you're new or not,
Yeah.
Eduardo.
Yeah, either way, welcome.
But welcome, absolutely. And then it says trade Marv for Trace. Wow, yeah. I mean that one's funny to see with the dynasty brain. Trade Marv for Tracy, though obviously in redraft. I
Yeah.
mean, very important. Is it number one? Is it half PPR, full PPR? I mean, I almost might like Tracy more in full PPR, even though that makes no sense. Like at first thought, right? But like Tracy,
Well, I think it does make sense because I mean Tracy is a good pass catcher. I mean, former wide receiver in college, and it's not like we expect Tracy to score like a ton of touchdowns here, which would be more important in a non PPR. So
Yeah.
I totally think that makes sense. I do think Tracy is more valuable in a PPR league.
Yeah, no, I mean it feels like it could make some sense. And Eduardo says he's new here, 10-man.
Okay, awesome. Hey, glad you found the channel.
Yeah, welcome. And then yeah, that man, geez, I don't even know what's going on with Marv. I guess they had to buy, right? Like I should pull up just to refresh my to my memory here. I know he had that that
He's,
terrible good
he's coming off
primetime
the
game.
rough game against the Packers, and if anyone watched that game, I mean, Brissett actually played pretty well, except when he was throwing to Marv. Like all the incompletions to Marv were just like terrible passes that Marv had like no shot at. So that was like so frustrating. It's like, okay, why can't you throw a decent pass to like your best receiver, but you can throw it to like everyone else? So
Yeah.
I did not get that. I mean, it could have just been some bad luck, some random variance there or whatever. I mean, everyone that's been watching this channel like knows I love Marv. I believe in him, so I would lean the Marv side there. But I would certainly understand like in a shallow redraft league if you really were desperate for the running back help.
Yeah.
I don't think it's like the worst thing in the world, but I'm taking Marv there.
I see. So he has a really nice receiver room and really nice running back room. I mean, yeah. I mean, if Tracy's a difference maker, I would say this, Eduardo. If you really believe that Marvin's not going to turn around, I think it's something you could absolutely do. But only if you're going to be playing Tyrone Tracy. If you're not going to be playing Tyrone Tracy, you might as well just hang on to Marv and hope he can catch some steam. I wouldn't blame you for it. I do see, you have like Bill, Rico, Rashad White, Gibbs, and Jacobs. I mean, that's a great running back room. Your receiver room's awesome. It's a 2 flex. I wouldn't strongly suggest it, just seeing your team. You just never know. I mean, maybe Brissett gets back in there and starts cooking. But with that all being said, yeah, I mean, like, how does Marv have 3 games with 2 catches out of 7? Like, that's just insane.
No.
So, like,
Yeah.
honestly, dude, yeah, like, if you're really done with Marv, you think you can use Tracy in your flex? I'm not sure that you can, looking at your team. I suppose he would be on the brink. I actually think that's a deal. Like, yeah, if you want it, you can do it. I don't think that's crazy at all. I think Tracy literally could be better the rest of the season. We saw how good he was, explosive with the pass catching ability. But that sounds gross. It does sound very, very gross.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And I mean, if I thought Tracy was just going to come in there and do exactly what Scatabo had done, like, hey, sign me up. Like, I'll trade Marv for Scatabo 2.0 or whatever. But yeah, I just don't think Tracy's quite as good. So yeah, I would rather just take the upside of Marv. Like, I would rather just make the bet on a second half of the season breakout in year 2 for Marv because, I mean, I feel like it's just kind of a matter of when, not if, like Marv's going to break out. I mean, that's just my feeling on it. I'm sure a lot of people disagree and think Marv sucks or like whatever. But I feel like Marv's breakout is going to come when you least expect it. I would not be shocked if he just like balled the rest of the season. I'm not saying it's likely. I'm not saying, hey, book it, it's going to happen. And a lot's dependent on like the quarterback situation and the offense, the coordinator. A lot of variables. And of course Marv himself. I mean, he's got to play better. But I still believe in him. Like I would not be shocked to see a big second half of the season from him. So I'll take Marv there. But what are your thoughts, Blake? I mean, what would you like if?
I'm looking at his team. If he needed a running back, I'd say just do it.
Yeah.
Like if you needed a back, he doesn't really need a running back though. So
Okay.
I would say I would rather just hold on the name and maybe you could trade for another better running back if Marv has a good game or something too. That's something to keep in mind.
Yeah, I wouldn't hate that idea.
Yeah, but like again, I know you're the Marv guy. Look, it could turn around. I still think that's a realistic outcome, but again, it's like there needs to be something outside of his control happen. Like Brissett get back in there. Hopefully that could spark a change. So you're kind of like relying, in my opinion, on like the breakout to be, I don't know, triggered by like I guess like a quarterback injury or like a OC firing. Still, like it's
right.
So I mean it's a difficult one. I do think that Tracy, if he is anywhere near as good as he was last year, though, he'll be the better point per game play between the two, like moving forward.
Okay.
Yeah, very close.
It's not a crazy thought. It just feels like if one of these ends up being a league winner, I feel like it's more likely to be Marv than Tracy. Yeah,
no,
exactly.
100%. Which is why I think you keep him with his team. So it's a good question though, and I'm glad that he left his team out.
I hope Tracy is better than I'm expecting. I mean, not that I think he's like a bad player or anything. I think he's like a fine player, but I don't know. Like, there's just something about him that. Like, even owning the 2 shares of him, and you think I'd be like really pumped, with him having this great opportunity to be like, arguably like potentially a workhorse the rest of the season. But I don't feel like super excited about it. Like, I think he'll be fine, but I don't know. I just think he'd be kind of like meh. So I hope I'm wrong. I hope he's better than that. I do like him as a player, but I don't know, even like last year where he had this, nice rookie season, especially where, relative to where he was drafted. But, it was still kind of up and down. He had the fumbling issues, and you just like never totally felt amazing about it.
Yeah, he's probably like a Rashad White light.
Yeah.
You're gonna get some. I mean, hopefully you get the volume. Yeah, I agree. I'm not like over the moon about him, but I do think you could get like a very high potential, like kind of weekly ceiling just in his big
Yeah,
playability. That's what
I
scouts
do think
look
he's a
for.
very fun and explosive player. So I'm almost like not even entirely sure like why he doesn't put up more fantasy points than he does. Like I don't know if it's an issue with like vision or maybe just the situation he can't overcome it as well as Scatabo could. But
Well, he was
I
playing
don't
with
know.
Tommy DeVito and
Yeah, that's
Tim
true. So yeah,
Boyle
I
and
mean
stuff.
maybe he'll be better here with Dart. So I don't know. We'll see. But I hope he's better than I'm giving him credit for here.
Yeah. No, yeah. I mean, I think that's actually a good point though. That like if he's at least playing with Dart, not Tim
Yeah,
Boyle and these other guys. Maybe that actually like really enables him to reach
sure.
this like
Yeah,
kind of
I hope so.
grimy, really awesome RB
Yeah,
two status.
I hope he is a league winner the rest of the way. Like I really do. Like I'll be pumped for the 2 shares I have.
Yeah, and then Mac G, welcome. He says
Hey,
Derrick
welcome.
Henry is going off. This guy must be a Ravens fan. He says Patrick Ricard is back. I don't know if I've ever heard Patrick Ricard mentioned on this
That is
channel
a
or
first.
in a
That is a
fantasy channel.
first. Yeah,
Patrick Ricard's back, baby. It's good.
yeah,
Hey, good to know. I didn't even know he was hurt.
yeah.
And then
So yeah, maybe that helps. But it does seem like Derrick Henry's kind of been trending up from kind of that slow start to the season, and then it obviously got worse when Lamar got hurt. And I was saying the whole time like this is just like what Derrick Henry does. Obviously like it was exacerbated by the injury to Lamar, but every year pretty much like he starts to heat up in October and then he just gets like red hot in November and December. So that's why I was saying like I'm willing to buy Derrick Henry and just take my chances, especially aided by Lamar coming back because he just kind of does this every year. And I'm just going to keep believing he's going to do it again until I'm proven wrong.
no, yeah, I mean that's certainly aging really, really well. I think just any concerns, especially for redraft, is like okay, well, like,
Yeah.
can you afford to have like whatever, however long Lamar's been out, it was really looking like it was trending to just a really bad 4 or 5 weeks for Henry.
Mm-hmm.
Luckily, I don't have any Henry in redraft. Otherwise, I don't know what I would do with him. But he has really been trending back in the right direction. Now you get Lamar back. Again, the defense probably only gets healthier. I think they even put together
Dude,
a
they're playing
win.
the Dolphins
That's
tomorrow.
right.
Like, that has been the dream matchup for running backs this year.
Yeah.
Not to like set the bar like crazy high or anything, but like, would you be shocked if like Henry just like rumbled for like 200 yards tomorrow?
I mean, if Rico Dettle can do it and all these guys, yeah, I mean, like
Yeah.
they might still have the what was it, kind of like the trend where everyone goes for 100 plus. I mean, hey man, dude, I think even Theo Riddick and Amir Abdullah, one of them could go for 100 on him.
Kenyon Drake, even, yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, he should have a monster game. If he doesn't have generally if he doesn't have 25 points on the
Yeah.
ground, like it's gonna be like pretty disappointing because that's what
Yeah.
everyone's doing against the Dolphins. But
Oh yeah, yeah. But it'd be interesting to see like what the over under is like to make like bets on his rushing yard. I got to imagine it's going to be crazy high in this matchup with
yeah.
Lamar back.
Dude, Mac with some good information. How did I not hear about this? He says Patrick Ricard hasn't played all year, and it's so weird because I feel like when I was watching one of the Ravens games to start the year, I thought I saw him. Maybe he actually got hurt the first game. I'm not sure.
Okay.
But he said he hasn't played all year, and he's been a huge factor for the run game. So
Wow. I haven't heard that. That's crazy. Like, because I consume quite a bit of fantasy football content on YouTube especially, and I swear I have not heard that mentioned at all. So I kind of even forgot Patrick Ricard was a thing. I really don't think about fullbacks like too much. Most NFL teams don't even really use fullbacks much anymore. So yeah, hey, appreciate you bringing that to our attention because I had completely forgotten / overlooked that.
No, yeah, that's a great point there by Max. So appreciate that. And honestly, I think we kind of like overlook injuries just as a whole in the fantasy community because we're like, that they lost 3 of their O linemen. That doesn't matter. Who cares about that? Like it's like no, dude. Like that's like how they're generating their entire offense. Like there's especially like for pass catchers and stuff like that. Okay, you need the O line to block for the quarterback, and then the quarterback to get the receiver. And you need to be open doing that. There's so many factors at play that, we don't want to like be too drastic changing our opinions on players through injuries, but I mean, when there's something like, hey, we know that Patrick Ricard's been awesome. We might have, if we should just be aware of him being injured in the first place. Like, that's crazy
Right.
that I have not
Yeah.
heard that mentioned.
Right.
Yeah, I feel like we don't do a good job just as like community as a whole. I'm not saying like individually us or anything, just being aware of like very important injuries and stuff like that. Outside
Yeah, for
of
sure.
our
Because
guys
I
that
mean,
should.
we're so focused on like the skill position players and quarterbacks and all the players that are relevant to fantasy that we really kind of overlook the boring offensive linemen and fullbacks and stuff like that.
Yeah, 100%. So, yeah, great to know that. So I'm interested to see how he does again against Miami. Should be a monster game. Expecting
Yeah,
nothing
and the
less.
Hall says that Tyrone Tracy was averaging 13 points per game last year when he started. I think he could push 14 to 15 in a better offense. Yeah, I mean that sounds pretty reasonable. And yeah, if he's scoring 14, 15 points a game, like I think Tracy managers are going to be pretty happy with that.
Oh yeah, no, 100%. That would be phenomenal if he could do that. And yeah, he was averaging 13 point something points last year.
Yeah,
When he started, so yeah, if he could just hang on to that job and have those explosive plays, that's the big key. Can he get it in the end zone
right.
from far out? He actually was really good at doing that last year. So
Mm-hmm.
uh, yeah,
Yeah, so I mean, honestly, like just kind of talking through this, like I am starting to feel a little more excited about Tracy, cautiously so. I'm not expecting him
yeah.
to be a world beater, but yeah, if he can get me anywhere between like 13 and 15 points a game, like that'll work.
No, yeah, exactly. I mean, he's kind of like exactly what you're seeing Rashad White do right now. Is like, yeah, it was my comment earlier. Rashad White light is like, okay, well, you might get like a 7 or 8 point game, kind of through a couple catches and
Yeah,
inefficiency through the ground, but then you get okay the big game where he follows the end zone twice or breaks a big one, and you might see that spectrum of like 8 to 10 points or 20 to 25 points. He can kind of have that higher.
yeah, and
frequency
I
ceiling.
and frankly, I mean, I think he's more elusive and more explosive than Rashad White. I mean, maybe Rashad White does some certain things better. I don't know, maybe he's like a slightly better pass catcher or whatever. But yeah, I mean, I think at this point, like Tracy's probably a bit more spry and explosive.
Oh yeah, no, I mean he certainly showed that last year that he's a far better. Yeah, I mean especially a explosive runner. He's not as good as holding on the ball, that's for sure.
Yeah, so that's a concern. So yeah, hopefully we don't see him get put in the doghouse, and then it's like Devin Singletary for the rest of the game. Not a bad player to own like in deeper leagues or dynasty leagues pick up. I mean, I guess he's basically like the new handcuff there, and Singletary's not a world beater, but we've seen him be good at times. I mean, he was really good on like the Texans like a couple years ago, I remember.
Yeah,
So not a guy to completely overlook in the equation, but yeah, Tracy should be the main guy as long as he can hang on to the football.
yeah, and Sean P joins. Welcome.
Welcome.
He says, "Would you trade away Jamar Chase for Drake London and AJ Brown?" And I mean, I'm just gonna quickly answer that before I let you do, Dan. I'm gonna say no.
Yeah, I mean, Jamar Chase has been unreal. I don't even think it's been like talked about that much. Maybe partially because he's really seen this like huge surge with going from Browning to Flacco, but his targets have been unreal. His targets, his
Yeah.
catches. I'm pretty sure he set a NFL record for like most targets in like two consecutive games. I mean, it was
Oh,
absurd. Like I'm gonna pull up his game log right
23 and
now.
19 on the last two.
Yes,
Yeah.
I mean
That's,
that's just absolutely
yeah,
bonkers.
42. So I mean that is absolutely insane.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean now here's one thing though I will say, Sean, is that Joe Flacco, just in case you don't know, he does have an AC joint injury. I don't know if this is on like the throwing arm or shoulder or not, but yeah, that certainly is something to keep an eye out because if Browning's in there, then yeah, I do want Drake London and AJ Brown, even though both of them are kind of hurt. So it's very. I don't think it's as simple as saying, okay, yeah, Jamar Chase, like I did say, because I completely forgot about the Joe Burrow injury the Joe Flacco injury until we
Yeah.
started talking about it. So, yeah, I mean,
Also, the Bengals are on a bye in Week 10, so maybe
okay,
it's one of those situations where, like, if we start hearing word that like Flacco's going to miss this week, and then the Bengals are on a bye next week. I mean, if you have a losing record and like you need to like win these next couple games, like maybe it's something you consider. But yeah,
no, yeah,
generally I would try to avoid it.
no, yeah, I'd say that's a great point. I'd say, yeah, if you need to win these games, and Joe Flacco's not playing this week, if you can have this deal in your inbox ready to go, I wouldn't decline it yet. I would just see how the week plays out because yeah, you might want Drake London and AJ Brown to play. I know AJ Brown's on bye week, but sounds like
Yeah.
he'll be ready to go hopefully for week 10. He's coming off a big game. Drake
I mean,
London.
London's banged up too, though. I mean, I
Yeah.
think, I assume he's going to play this week, but I mean, who knows for sure. So I guess there's kind of some risk on both sides there. So, all things being equal, definitely prefer to just keep the best player here, assuming this is a shallow redraft league. But
for the time being, it's Jamar Chase absolutely until information changes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I hope that
I mean,
helps.
Just an absurd number of targets, 23 and 19, as you said, Blake. And yeah, the catches in the past 2 weeks, 16 and 12. I mean, he's just on an absolute tear. I mean, in full PPR leagues, his fantasy points the past 4 games, 29, 25, 38, 21. He also had another 36 pointer in week 2. So he's been unreal.
Yeah, and Max chiming in, he says he hope Flacco plays, but he would get AJ Brown and Drake London, honestly, and yeah, I mean it really just depends on the tiebreaker. I think is the most important part for me is just where's your team at, and do you need these guys starting, because I mean those guys aren't even healthy themselves and are on bye week, so it's like that's very difficult. I do think that's a very interesting trade. So keep an eye on that Flacco stuff. Keep an eye on the health of actually just all these players, because everyone's hurt except for Jamar Chase, but his quarterback's hurt.
Yeah, but also, I mean, AJ Brown is also banged up. I mean, didn't he miss the game before the bye week? I want to say.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, keep an eye on his health. I guess we won't get an update for the bye week, but it did sound like he should be back for the bye week, but it's definitely not guaranteed. And I mean, he's in the kind of the trade rumors, so
The way I'm looking at this deal is, I feel like I need London and AJ Brown to like both be at their best in order to justify this deal. So if both of them are banged up and AJ Brown hasn't even had that great a year, and even London had kind of started slow, so it's just like.
Absolutely, if Flacco is just healthy the rest of the season, but he's not healthy right now.
So I mean, a lot of variables in this. A lot of variables.
He sounds like a true questionable this week, by the way, like a true questionable. So
yeah, I agree.
We'll see on that one, but I hope that helps out there, Sean, and drop a like or subscribe if you're not. I feel like we've seen you around, Sean, before. I could be wrong, but if we helped you there, so.
But we do have 8 people watching right now, so great having everyone here. Definitely drop us a like, and if you want to support us, best thing you can do is just make sure you're subscribed. Really helps us a lot as we're pushing toward 200 subscribers here, hopefully in the near future. So really appreciate everyone's support.
Yeah. What else should we talk about in the meantime here? I
mean, there are a lot of things to talk about. I mean, we definitely had like a big comeback game for Saquon Barkley. We had a monster 200-yard game from James Cook. I mean, with him, like, I'm just like, like, is the fantasy community ready to admit that he's just like good at scoring fantasy points? And like, are we ready to put like the whole regression argument to bed, like once and for all, and just say, you know what, this guy is just like good at scoring fantasy points, and we're going to stop like diminishing it?
Hey, right after he regressed for 2 games. Now, I mean, he had a monster game. Who did they play? The Jets or something? I can't remember who they played.
Oh, I'll look it up. But
the Jets. I think Cincinnati played the Jets.
They play. Was it the Panthers?
Oh, yeah, it was.
Something like that.
Yeah, the Panthers.
That was the Panthers. Yeah.
Them, the Titans, and the Vikings and the Miami are like the top 4 teams that come to mind as just like absolute run funnels this season.
Okay, I didn't even realize because I remember when I was like looking at the matchup for James Cook, you would think like the Panthers would be like an easy matchup. But I swear to God, I remember it being like, on Sleeper, it's like red or orange, or it didn't seem like it was that great.
Yeah, I mean, that goes off a lot of factors, right? That has nothing to do with like actual like expectations.
Real NFL. Okay, I see what you're saying. So.
Yeah, I mean, maybe just that, some of these matchups, like they're just playing the worst running back rooms or whatever. Maybe they're playing the Bengals,
or maybe just like teams hadn't gotten a lot of rushing touchdowns, but they got yardage or something like that. Yeah.
And sometimes there's like offenses that will play you, and then they actually have like a really good backup running back or something, and it's like, okay, that's like now that guy punches one in or whatever it is. There's a lot of factors into it, so I wouldn't put too much without the schedule adjusted. Maybe they've been a little bit better than I give them credit for, but they have been a run funnel until like proven otherwise. Basically, is how I look at them as a matchup. Like they get ran over. So I mean, good to see that Cook has came back. I wonder what his actual usage was. I think that game was like somewhat close actually somehow. It probably wasn't actually close, but
I mean, Dalton didn't play well. I mean,
it probably wasn't like a 20-point lead like in like the first quarter kind of thing or second quarter though. Was it closer than that at least?
Yeah, dude. I mean, Sleeper says he only played. James Cook only played 44% of the snaps,
Yeah.
but yet he had 19 carries, 216 rushing yards, 2 rushing touchdowns, no catches. Still, he has 0 catches in his last 3 games. Basically, hasn't caught a pass in October, which is insane.
Yeah, that's insane.
But hey, he's getting it done. Like I mean, I've been saying for a while, like this guy's legit. Like I'm so tired of the regression arguments, and some players are just the exception to the rule, and I think James Cook is a classic example of this.
Yeah, no, I'm really interested to see how this keeps playing out because like if people are paying these high prices for my James Cook,
Well, hey, I mean,
like if they're paying these big time prices, I mean he's catching
yeah,
0 passes. Like I'm certainly
yeah,
interested. Yeah, I mean don't hear what I'm not saying though. I mean he keeps getting the end zone and he's been an
right,
awesome running back. So certainly yeah you love him if you own him, but that is very interesting. 0 passes caught this month. I mean that is so weird. I
yeah.
mean Ty Johnson played like 50% of snaps in that game or something.
Oh, really?
Or he's been hitting like 40. And then it's interesting because like Ray Davis is barely playing, but he's kind of like I mean he's a classic leapfrog if something were to happen to Cook. So
Yeah,
really weird Bengals or Bills backfield there. What's going on there? It's just like they're not using him in the pass game. I mean it certainly
yeah.
lowers his ceiling. But yeah, if he can keep running for like what was it, like 140 yards in the first quarter or something,
Oh, wow.
I mean he'll be just fine. For fantasy, of course.
Yeah, but I mean, he's been unreal this season. I mean, okay, looks like he's the RB7, but that's partially because he's had his bye
Yeah, the
already,
bye,
and
yeah.
other players like haven't. But in terms of points per game, like I'll look it up, but like, I mean, if he keeps this up, I mean, he might be starting to enter the conversation with like JT and CMC. I know he doesn't have the pass catching role, so it might not be like, you might not be able to get quite into that stratosphere, but I don't know. I mean, JT doesn't catch a ton of passes, so maybe that's a better
He's been
comp than
getting there
like.
this year. He's been getting there this
Oh,
year.
has he?
Yeah,
Okay.
he has a really
Yeah.
nice like three catches plus per. But that's been a huge factor for JT.
Okay.
Is his
Fair enough.
receiving work. But yeah,
Yeah.
I mean honestly, like I think that's a good point though. Is like it's like James Cook with the receiving role could actually be JT, but that's the issue. It's like he doesn't have the
Right.
receiving role, so he's like I know
Yeah.
no one can really be JT right now
I mean,
because
early in the season, I mean, it was decent. I mean, just pulling up like James Cook's game log here. I mean, the first week one, he had 5 catches, then 1, 3, 3, and then it's just fallen off a cliff. In the past 3 games, 1 target, 0 catches. So I don't know what happened there, but I could see it kind of coming back at some point. So I mean, we'll see, but it's kind of weird.
yeah, I mean they would require like a Ty Johnson injury or something because like at this point, what is it? He's got like 10 catches this season or something like that. Like it's
Yeah.
12 catches. Like that's less than 2 a game. Like that's I mean at least he's good with it when he catches it. I'm sure he actually probably has a couple receiving touchdowns somehow on those 12 catches. So yeah, I'm interested to see what happens the rest of the season for him
Yeah.
because yeah, I mean, if he's not busting out these huge runs, then like we're seeing there's that 6 point floor. He's kind of just like Derrick Henry right now. He's actually really similar to Quinshawn Judkins.
Mhm.
Quinshawn Judkins has been phenomenal. He's not catching any passes either, but again, he's still getting there because he's scoring
Yeah.
3 touchdowns in a game and busting these big runs out and is awesome at football. Uh,
Mhm.
we have kind of a few of these non-pass catching running backs this year that are
Yeah.
actually getting there.
Yeah. I mean, we could talk about a bunch of other interesting players this week in terms of like players that were good and players that kind of turned it on this week, maybe after slow starts and whatever. But I don't know. I mean, a conversation that I kind of feel like we're due for is just kind of like maybe a bit of like a broader conversation with just kind of like what are you doing like kind of like with in Dynasty right now? I mean, especially I mean, like the place where my mind goes is I feel like we might be getting to the point soon where like teams are starting to get like eliminated from playoff contention, and then all of a sudden, like they have like a few studs on their team that like they're willing to like move, and if you have those first or seconds or draft capital, you have the buying power to get some like really great deals. Like, do you think we're starting to like hit that range, and like is that something you're starting to look to do like in any of your dynasty leagues? Like, I mean, kind of what's your strategy like at this point of the season here with your dynasty teams?
Yeah, honestly, this has been such just a weird year in general. I mean, yeah, I had a few teams that are just like looked phenomenal and just completely went kaput. Thankfully, though, some of these really good teams that I'm like, dude, these are not 0-4 teams. Two 0-4
Right.
teams. Two 0-4 teams are now 4-4. So it's glad to see that I wasn't crazy. Like these
Yes.
teams are actually
Yes.
coming back, and we'll see how it actually goes. But these are like teams that certainly like a great example of like, hey, like maybe I could actually even buy further. These have a draft capital on them, but in these other teams I have, yeah, kind of floating. I've had a lot floating from first to second, and now it's kind of more second to third or first to third. So yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of these teams, I'm looking like, how can I push the buy? I actually just went in the listener league and pulled off like literally because that was the night I couldn't stream going into Sunday. Pulled off a
Right.
literal buzzer beater deal where I had to call Trent because
Oh.
we had a deal in the works, but it was never accepted. I had to call him like 2 minutes before, and I'm like, dude, are you accepting this deal or not? Because like I need these players. So these guys like Goddard and Diggs, though, I think like these are the kind of players I'm trying to target. Those are the ones I got in the deal. I'm looking on some of these teams. How can I kind of push my chips in? Get some of these guys that I think, well, number one, Goddard's been red hot, but I think Diggs will keep progressing, getting better and better. I think these guys are really fun targets on some of these teams where you're trying to get upgrade your flexes, and then
Yeah.
also for your first round picks and stuff like that. I mean, I gotta assume guys like Jonathan Taylor off the table, but hey, before that big game from James Cook, you can be looking for, I don't know, who's the James Cook now, who's had a couple bad
Right.
games. You got to look for
Yeah,
these
because I
guys.
actually was able to buy a James Cook share in Dynasty off of Reed actually in that 10-team Dynasty league, and I feel like I got a pretty solid deal on him. I mean, it was basically, I mean, there were multiple players on each side of the deal, but I mean, I kind of felt like I got him for Xavier Worthy. I mean, obviously it
Oh,
was a little more than
yeah.
that, but like, but it was a pretty good deal. I mean, basically, I also had to give like J.K. Dobbins and like Jordan Mason. But then I also got, in addition to James Cook, I got like Rico Dottle and I think like one other player. So I mean, I was pretty happy with it.
Oh yeah, I mean knowing that like kind of that's like a 10 team too. That's phenomenal.
Yeah.
That you only had to give up like some
I did have to
Worthy.
give Troy Franklin the deal, and he's just coming off a big week, so I'm not really sure what to make of him. But yeah, I'm not too worried about it. I got James Cook, so
Nah, yeah, that yeah. I mean, hey, deals like that is what I'm looking for. Can I get these kind of difference makers for guys like Worthy and stuff? It is interesting because I don't want to throw Worthy away and whatnot.
sure,
But
sure.
again, if you're contending, you have a good team already.
Yeah.
Just if you can get a swap that's pretty I don't know, cost effective. I'm basically looking
Yeah.
to do that in any leagues. I'm more.
Yeah.
And
Also,
yeah. Oh,
I was
sorry.
willing to buy. I was also able to buy a Saquon share in the Crazy Tight End Premium League off of Seb. And actually, again, I used Worthy, did
Yeah.
the swap straight up, and I think those can like sometimes be win-win deals. I mean, obviously, in both cases, it seems like, oh, I fleeced the other manager or whatever potentially. But I mean, in the long term, I mean, Worthy could really end up being good. And from their perspective, like they're getting off a running back
Yeah.
who's has a shorter shelf life, has more of a volatile dynasty value. So I really think those are like my favorite kind of trades because it really can make a lot of sense for both sides.
Oh yeah, no, 100%. Like you're getting off these running backs, and generally you're gonna like a receiver plus and stuff like that. Maybe add
Right.
some picks on top. I
Yeah.
think it makes a lot of
Exactly.
sense for these trades, and yeah, I mean I'd be willing to give that up if I need some running back help. So I do think
Yeah.
that those are some great deals. There's one that I'm looking at. I don't know if I like this is not something I'm actually gonna make like this version, but I've been basically like verbally offered Lamar Jackson, which is phenomenal. I mean, basically for Burrow, and then I got to throw in BTJ, who is
Mm.
like very expensive throw in. I mean,
Oh yeah.
especially considering okay, well when Burrow's healthy, I mean, hey, you could say like, I think Lamar,
Sure.
everyone would have Lamar better, but like
Yeah.
Burrow
Not too far
is
off.
phenomenal.
Yeah.
So I'm just like is that actually something like I there's no way I'd do that 2 for 1, but is there a deal around that? I don't know.
Yeah.
That's
What
pretty
if you?
expensive. Like
Yeah, that definitely would be expensive. Like the question would be, what kind of like throw in could you get kicked back to like even it out? Like I don't know if like a Chimere DK or Troy Franklin kind of type, like maybe a
yeah.
guy that's starting to emerge, like would be enough, or would it have to be bigger than that? You think?
I mean, I was looking for AJ Brown to start
Oh,
because, like,
okay,
again,
gotcha.
I mean, this is Greaseball. I don't even know if I'm contending even to begin with. You
Right.
know, I mean, just handing out a Brian Thomas Jr. is not
Sure. Yeah,
the
that's not
best
something. Yeah.
process. So,
Yeah. I mean,
uh,
certainly on that team, you got to be a little more careful because, yeah, you might not even be contending. So I get that.
yeah, exactly on the way out. So, yeah, I mean, maybe there's a deal around it, but it was like, hey, man, if we remove H.A. Brown from this deal, like, do we got one? I'm like, no. Like, it was also suggesting that A.J. Brown and Brian Thomas were the same thing, which I'm trying to, in Dynasty, I'm trying to understand that one. I guess in redraft, you know, what's the difference?
I
But
mean, it's hard to know what to do with Brian Thomas because he just like hasn't looked good. He hasn't produced other than like one good game, and now he's injured, and Trevor Lawrence doesn't seem that great. So I was just like, what do you do with him? I don't know.
yeah, no, I don't know. But if he's worth A.J. Brown, I mean, heck, I'm buying. You know, like, I mean,
Okay.
that's crazy. So,
Yeah.
with how the season's went for A.J. Brown as well. But it sounds like I mean, at least in this trade, Brian Thomas isn't getting any more trade value than Xavier Worthy or something, which I mean, I would have to assume he definitely should be worth more. So yeah,
Yeah.
he's an interesting player in general. But hey, I mean, I actually just traded for Brian Thomas in a deal. I want to say I kind of got like Brian Thomas in a first. I basically did get Brian Thomas in a first and maybe a guy like Jalen Noel or Higgins on top for Rice. It was a really like crazy deal where I got like an 8 for 2 basically. Like it was
Oh
insane.
wow.
I was willing to take on a lot of seconds, a lot of Jaden Higgins, Knowles, and Braylon Allen types. But I do think that was a deal. If you got a guy like Rashee Rice or something, you can really get creative if you just can't use him. Getting a couple first and a player. There's certainly some popular deals I'd be looking for is just getting off these red hot guys if you're not contending.
Yeah. Let's catch up on the live chat here. Sean P says, appreciate the insight. Thanks, guys. Yeah, our pleasure. And then Mac G says, I don't trust Joe, and that's the problem if you want to wait a week. Talking about that trade offer that Sean was getting involving Jamar Chase and then London and A.J. Brown on the other side. So, yeah, I mean, the injury to Flacco there definitely makes it a little tricky. And then Mac also says, James Cook will be a top 5 back rest of the season as long as he is healthy. Yeah, I mean, how can anyone disagree with that at this point? I mean, he's just been unbelievable. Definitely looks like a league winner. I mean, you were able to get this guy in like round 3. So, yeah, I'm super excited to have a couple shares of him. Nahal says James Cook is greater than Josh Jacobs. Yeah, I think I agree with that at this point, especially Josh Jacobs is dealing with an injury right now. And I mean, I didn't get to see him really play this past week, but I was hearing that, he's looking like a little sluggish, maybe like a little hampered. So has me a little nervous about Jacobs. I mean, Emmanuel Wilson even like outrushed him on the ground. So I don't know if this is something you can get healthy from, or if this is like a concern rest of the season. But it has me a little bit nervous about Jacobs, who I otherwise love.
Interesting. I mean, that's telling me to go like buy. I think Jacobs might be the new James Cook for buy. Then I mean, like he might. I know he has the calf injury. There's actually been a lot of stuff I've been hearing on calf injury because of the CMC stuff the past year. There's been a bunch of Achilles stuff in the NBA. But basically for running backs, all the data suggests with calf, like it's really not that big of a deal
Wow.
for running backs.
Okay.
Like it's just a game or two missed. I mean, these are like actual doctors with extensive research into, I mean, basically if he's playing with that calf injury, it's like historically it's not even like worrisome at all. So.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I'm certainly interested to see what's going on there. Maybe there is a real discount on Jacobs, but yeah, if you want to have Cook over Jacobs, I mean, that's not crazy at all. They're both really good. I think Jacobs was just even with a bad start. I think Jacobs was like a top 5 running back before this week.
Oh, okay. Yeah, interesting. And let's see. Cam X says Judkins is a perfect sell high player. He says, too bad he got injured, LOL. Schedule can be a thorn in your side in fantasy. Yeah, I mean,
in redraft, I mean, he's a perfect sell high player. I mean, Dynasty is another question for sure. But
why is he sell high? Because of the quarterback situation and it being the Browns and everything? Or
well, I mean, now he's banged up.
Now he's injured.
It's the Browns. I mean, he's kind of getting off. I mean, he played the Dolphins basically. So yeah, you already know he ran for 3 touchdowns and 100+ yards.
Right.
He's not even catching footballs at all. So
okay. I guess if someone will buy him injured, I guess it's not the worst call in the world. I mean, especially if you can maybe you have to add something, you can turn him into like a James Cook or something like that.
Yeah, so you could definitely get him into like these guys like James Cook and stuff. I mean,
okay.
I think you really could be looking at a perfect sell high. I mean, he's phenomenal and everything. Don't get me wrong.
Sure.
But,
sure. Okay. Yeah, it might not be a bad call, especially if he's banged up. Just kind of get off the risk of that, and
Yeah,
yeah, if you can turn him into just like a surefire thing like James Cook, like how can
yeah.
you argue with that? Better offense, of course.
Yeah, like Max saying though, like I mean, if he's healthy and hey, if you can't sell him again for one of these awesome players, that's where he should be ranked anyways. Is well, okay, like oh well, like, he's gonna be still good. Like he's still
Yeah,
Quinshon Judkins.
yeah, definitely someone you're not upset to have by any means.
Yeah,
Yeah, and then Kamek says Judkins definitely isn't bad to have, but you can get good players in much better situations than him. Yeah, I mean James
pretty
Cook,
much just
perfect example.
yeah, just restated basically what we had just said there. Is
Yeah,
exactly
yeah.
how I'm looking at it.
And then we have J Bug in the chat. I think this is a new name. If so,
That's
welcome to the channel. He
yep.
says, "Should I trade away Bucky for Genty? I'm 2-6." And then he says, "I tried trading away Bucky for Chase Brown and BTJ. The guy accepted it and then regretted it the day after and told the league to veto it." And then he's got a face palm emoji. I'm annoyed. Oh man, I don't blame you. That is rough. I mean, that's really cheesy too. I mean, okay, so you regret the trade. It was made in good faith, but the guy regrets it, and so he tells the league to veto it. I mean, that's not what the veto is for. I mean, that's cheesy as hell.
Yeah.
And he adds redraft, by the way. Yeah, which we figured. But yeah,
And
thanks for
veto is like
clarifying.
its own thing. It's like I don't even want like veto into to begin with, and then hey, now things like this can happen also on top of all the other problems vetoing can
Yeah.
create.
Hey, well, this is a great springboard to talk about Fantasy Court, which is a text channel on our Discord. So if you haven't yet, join the Dynasty Savvy Discord. Do we have the link in the description right now, or maybe you can
Yeah,
throw it in there, Blake?
yeah, we got
Or
the link in
yeah,
the description.
yeah, maybe even you can even throw it in the comments, the live chat as well. So yeah, Blake will be doing that, but yeah, definitely join our Discord if you haven't. It's been fun so far. We definitely want to get more and more people in there. Just be a cool place that all of us can talk even when we're not live streaming and we don't have the live chat and everything. So, but it's cool. We have a number of different text channels in there, and one of them is something that I just come up with called Fantasy Court, and I've seen that kind of like segment on like other fantasy like podcasts and like YouTube channels before. Not like frequently, but when I did see it, it was always something I enjoyed. And so basically, it's just like a place where we can talk about like controversies in your league. So I mean, this is like the perfect example of that. Like this trade is made in good faith, and the guy regrets it and vetoes it, and it's like okay.
That's
So I mean, hey, like I don't know what your league is called, but I mean, we'd be happy to make a ruling here and deliver a message to your league, live on the stream here, and you can even like send them a link to the stream and say, hey, we got the ruling from Dynasty Savvy, and they say whatever we decide. Let's say we say that was bogus, and you got to reverse the veto. So
yeah, I mean that's brutal. That's like Bush League. That's like. I don't know. Yeah, you regret your trade as one, and then also, I mean, vetoing just in general. I think it's like a default setting for some things, so I understand it being in a lot of leagues, but like just the veto in general. I mean, if you just think about it, the reason that exists is because of collusion and like
exactly. That's the only reason a trade should ever be vetoed. Collusion.
And it is like because of collusion. Well, those guys should not be in your league, or you should not be playing in that league with those people. So like that's a whole nother conversation. But yeah, I mean that's just brutal. So I mean, sorry that you couldn't get that deal done. But would you trade away Bucky for Genty? And hey, if you're 2-6, I do just believe like I think Genty just came off his bye week. I do just think you got to make that trade. You need to make your lineup as optimal as possible going into week 9, and you need to pray for a win. So look, if Bucky's good, he's on bye week right now. That's why you're asking to make the trade. You got to make it if it's possible, because what's Bucky gonna do for you if you're 2-7 and missing playoffs? You got to make a move.
Yeah. And also just want to say officially, if J Bug's League is watching this, if J Bug sent them the link to this, just want to say that, yeah, I think vetoing that trade is cheesy as hell. So I definitely think that needs to be overturned. A trade should only be vetoed if there's proof of collusion. If there's not, and the trade was made in good faith, like it should stand. Unless both parties agree that they want to reverse it for whatever reason, like, okay, then if both parties want to do it, that's fine. But if it's just the one guy that, just regrets the deal, I mean, it's kind of too bad. I mean, that's the game we play here. I mean, we were not always going to make a good trade, so you got to live with the consequences of that. So
yeah, he's probably regretted it because his friends or someone messaged him saying, "What are you doing?" I don't even know that. That's like that bad of a trade. I mean, BTJ and Chase Brown have been really disappointing. Bucky's at least been really awesome and should be coming back from a bye. I mean, that's fair enough for me without even seeing the league settings. I can certainly imagine a lot of leagues where that's a acceptable, fair trade. I mean, he's getting the best player in the deal, or he's sending away the best player in the deal for two disappointing guys. So, yeah, I mean, it's a whole other conversation about just the veto stuff in general, but it definitely shouldn't be.
Yeah. So, I mean, I'm definitely delivering a guilty ruling here,
Yeah.
on J Bug's league. Definitely a Bush League move there. I don't have a gavel, but if I had one, I would slam it down here. That ruling is official here. So, hey, I hope that helps at all, but probably not. But hey, maybe at least give him a laugh.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And then yeah, hey, J Bug said I got a new sub, so appreciate you subbing, man.
Appreciate that. Let's go.
And and hopefully he feels like justified your anger on that, because I certainly would be as well, in that situation. And also, yeah, for anyone in here, join. I put the Discord link.
Oh, sweet.
Brand new, so we're working on it, putting it together and everything. Make sure you join up if you're interested.
And Matt G says, just know on Discord, people will act like they are you guys. Don't fall for the scammers. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty new to Discord. I really haven't used it that much prior to us starting this Dynasty Savvy Discord. So yeah, I don't know if that's a common thing, Blake, or if you know anything about that. But I mean, of course, there's scammers everywhere. So always good to be aware of that kind of thing.
Yeah, good to know, Mac. I actually did run into that in one league. I don't even know how. Yeah, it was just random. I'm in a few fantasy leagues, and I did get someone that was pretending they were on Fantasy Nerds or something. And yeah, it's pretty. I mean, at least for me, it was pretty easy to recognize because you're like, why is this guy messaging me in the first place out of the blue? That's obviously sketchy enough. And then oh hey, you want to make some money? So yeah, hopefully. Yeah. Anyone in here will be able to recognize that, and maybe we can make an announcement.
Well, hey, I mean, Blake, that's how we'll know when we really made it big, when we got someone on Discord pretending to be Dynasty savvy. So hey, that'll almost be good to see. Joking, but
just don't get scammed. But it'll be
don't get scammed. Make sure. I don't know. Can we get a blue check mark or something? I don't know. Just be careful.
Yeah, no, exactly. So, yeah, it would be a good problem to have, joking, but K-Mix says, yeah, he doesn't have veto in his league. That's good to hear. And the guy who traded Skat regrets it, but he's not going back. That's right. So, yeah, I mean, yeah, that's an interesting, but imagine how many, leagues around the world that's happening in, where there's just, people vetoing this. I mean, I used to play in one of my first fantasy leagues. People would just veto any trade, it seemed like. It would be oh, that's not a perfect, fair trade.
Right.
Veto. And it's dude, okay. It's almost I would say the use of the veto is backwards from what you want. What you want is people to trade freely and improve the team, make these decisions based off their own. You're actually kind of colluding by vetoing trades that should not be vetoed because you're trying to prevent your competition from being better. So honestly, to me, that's way more of collusion than even a bad trade. And also, just to go into the whole veto thing real quick, is that to veto a trade, you are literally saying that I know fantasy better than my own league mates. I'm that good at fantasy that I know this is gonna happen. And again, we were just talking about Scatabo. Imagine, someone's vetoing a trade over Scatabo. Well, guess what? He's not playing the rest of the season. And that trade probably looks really good for the other side now. So, I mean, it's just a crazy game we play.
I mean, I'll never forget this one trade that was vetoed in a redraft league. This was back when Kenny Galladay was on the Lions and he was actually good at football. I can't remember if it was year 2 or year 3. It was whatever year really broke out and just had an awesome season, probably his career best season. And it was also when Antonio Brown was kind of going crazy, and it was just so I had Antonio Brown, and I was just worried he was going to do something stupid and get suspended or not be on an NFL team or whatever. He just made me so nervous that year. I think it was the year he went to the Patriots, and then he got what was he traded to the Bucks, or I don't know. It was a weird year. And so early in the season, I traded Antonio Brown straight up for Kenny Galladay, and it was vetoed because everyone thought I was the one getting screwed in the deal. Oh, it was so uneven. The player getting the person getting Antonio Brown was winning it by a mile. Yeah. Antonio Brown basically after that trade was vetoed, he played like one more game, and then he was like, I think he got like injured or suspended or something happened. He didn't like play the rest of the year. Kenny Galladay breaks out, has like the best season of his career, which I anticipated he would, and yet it was vetoed apparently on for my benefit,
Yeah.
and it completely screwed me. So like that is why trade should not be vetoed.
Yeah, no, perfect example. Again, these league mates saying, I know ball better than you. Like it's just
Yes, it's really arrogant to say. So, and yeah, no trade is going to be even. Like even at the time, but like especially in the long term, like it's always going to age better for one person than the other. Like 99 times out of 100. Like it's rarely going to be like perfectly even.
No, yeah, exactly. I mean, a perfectly even trade doesn't even really like exist. I mean, hey, who had the better week last week? That's probably the side that looks
Right.
looks better.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
yeah, I hope that's helps the whole veto conversation and whatnot, or someone
Yeah.
enjoyed that, or
Yeah.
whatever. But KMEX is saying that if he thinks the trade is completely lopsided, then it's okay. Then otherwise, no. I mean, yeah, it depends on what the lopsided is. Because if it's like the Antonio Brown for Galladay lopsided, like then we're getting that thing where people are just saying they know ball better. Again, if it's basically just like collusion, then like yeah, I mean, honestly,
Well,
like,
here's the
the
thing.
trade's not even what I'm worried about. I'm worried about the managers.
Yeah. So I mean, yeah, if it's that bad, like, yeah, why are these managers in your league? But I mean, if the trade is like so ridiculous that a reasonable person couldn't come to any other conclusion other than like
Yeah.
this would have to be collusion. Like, yeah, I think like a situation like that could you could consider vetoing it. I mean, just to give like a stupid random example, it's like, okay, someone trades I don't know, like who's like a crappy player. Okay, Demario Douglas for Malik Neighbors, let's say he was healthier, something ridiculous like that. It's like, okay, like clearly that must be collusion, but like, I mean, anything short of it being like that insane, yeah, you just have to let it go.
Yeah, I mean, pretty much. Again, just like crazy things happen. It doesn't mean like that person's team is even really that much better. I mean, I know that we like to think that in fantasy, but yeah, I mean, the one thing I would say is though is if you're playing with the league with like new friends and stuff like that, like I don't know, maybe it's like one friend like just completely fleecing another. That would be like my one thing is if it's like a friends league and everyone's kind of the same page, and then just like one guy just is like completely talks to in person is like, dude, like I'm telling you, this guy, I don't know, Keenan Allen, hey man, he's scoring some points, like you better give me Jamar Chase for him or something like that,
Right, right.
something like that, like,
Yeah.
and they were just, I don't know, swindled, but it's this friend, I don't know, that I can, whatever, you can reverse it, that's fine. If it's something ridiculous, kind of like you're saying, this neighbors
Yeah.
for Demario
Right,
Douglas thing,
right.
sure. But I don't know, is that
But
happening?
generally,
is,
yeah.
is that happening? Number one, I don't know. I mean, I'm sure it is somewhere, but
Yeah,
generally,
yeah.
just let it ride as long as it's not a complete fleece job.
Yeah. But even then, I mean, sometimes you just kind of have to let it go and like, okay, let the person learn from that, and then hopefully they don't make a horrible trade like that again because that taught them a good lesson there. So sometimes you
Yeah.
just have to like let that go. But I mean, we have seen it like times like in some of our dynasty leagues, like if we had kind of like someone that was like new to dynasty, and you see a trade go through, and then both parties end up deciding to like reverse it just because like this new dynasty player had like no clue what they were doing. That's a little different because like dynasty is a much more like advanced game, and it can definitely get tricky when you have like one new dynasty player playing in a league like full of like veteran dynasty players. So, but usually in those cases, like both parties like agree to reverse it, and then that's cool. You know what I mean? But like if it's just like the guy who regretted it and the other one doesn't, like there's really not much, in my opinion, that you can do.
No, yeah, I mean exactly. It came like saying, yeah, if you're the commission and one person keeps getting all the good players from someone, taking advantage of them, you may need to step in. Which, yeah, I mean, I guess it just depends on what they are, right? I mean, I'm number one really questioning should that player be in your league if they're just handing away all these good players and getting.
Well, this is what I would argue. If this one manager, let's say manager X keeps getting these amazing deals from manager Y,
Yeah, why don't you
well,
go?
okay, then you need to go to
Yeah,
manager Y and you need to start getting some of those deals. So like, I mean, that's part of the game is like if this guy is like identified, a weakness here and he's trying to exploit it. Well, I mean, you can do the same thing too. I mean, I guess it could be tricky if like that guy's like I don't know, like new to fantasy or doesn't know what he's doing or whatever. So it can get a bit tricky, but I don't know. Yeah, maybe a guy like that shouldn't be in your league because I mean that can
Yeah.
cause some issues.
Yeah, I was gonna say like I prefer not to go and try and like purposely scam someone, but like I mean, if
Yeah,
that was like
yeah.
the issue, I mean, you might need to go try. But again, like yeah, that guy probably shouldn't be in the league.
Yeah.
You know,
Or actually, I mean, you know what I would sometimes do in situations like that? If I just see like a
yeah,
awful trade go through, like, yeah, I'm not going to try to veto it because, you know, it's made fair and square. But I might message that manager and say like, hey, like, uh, in a very nice way, like,
yeah,
I mean, it's not easy to, but like, I mean, I've done this kind of thing before where it's like, hey, just so you know, in like the future, like you may want to rethink doing another trade like that, for blah, blah, blah reasons or whatever. So, I mean, there's a nice
yeah.
way you can go about it.
Nah, yeah, it's interesting because there's a lot of different, especially these like
Yeah.
redraft leagues. You get way more casual managers. Yeah, very
Yeah.
difficult.
I mean, probably the most important thing is like the best thing you can do to just prevent these issues is playing a league with good people.
Yeah,
I mean, ideally, those are people you know. Of course, that's not always going to be the case, especially if you're in like multiple leagues and you're, you know, joining leagues because maybe someone invited you and you know that person, but like everyone else is like brand new to you. And so I don't know. I mean, everyone has their own like vetting process, but as much as you can play with like good people or maybe the guy that like brings you to a new league, maybe you kind of ask him like, hey, like, is this a good league? Like, is it run well? Is it a good commissioner? Are these like good league mates? If your friend that you trust can kind of like vouch for them, then maybe that kind of passes your test. But like, I try to be somewhat discerning in like what leagues and what people I play with.
yeah, you got to be careful. I actually saw one last year that was Malik. No, it was Rasheed Rice traded for Zach Moss. Like it was just Zach Moss.
Oh wow.
And the guy drafted Zach Moss rounds after. I'm like, dude, what are we doing? But like, even then, I'm still not trying to veto it because guess what? Then Rasheed Rice's knee blows up and
Right.
whatever, and it's even. It like literally as long as it does, there's not even trading in like the fantasy playoffs. That's the one thing too is like even if you
Yeah.
strongly disagree that like I guess Zach Moss like it sounds really bad now. Zach Moss was at least like a sixth or seventh round pick somehow in redraft last year, coming off a good year.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean that's crazy just to think about now. Yeah, look, these trades, things just happen. You don't actually even sometimes even need to step in. That guy didn't even make the playoffs. That got Rasheed Rice, so it's like, yeah, I mean it's one thing. It feels like you need to step in if he goes and wins a league, but honestly,
This is
odds are he ain't even gonna win the league.
Yeah, this is too funny. I didn't know Seb was watching right now. He says, "LMAO, was that a shot at me, Dan?" It wasn't a shot at you, Seb, but yeah, I mean, obviously, like, yeah, you came to mind because I mean, you're new to Dynasty this year, and yeah, I mean, there were a number of trades with Seb that were vetoed, but again, like both managers agreed to it. I mean, I think I was even part of one of
Yeah, it
those,
wasn't even a
and
veto.
honestly,
It
like,
just was returning it.
oh yeah, I'm sorry, it wasn't vetoed, but yeah, just both
Yeah,
managers decided, like, you know what, like Seb's kind of new to Dynasty, like he didn't, have the best grasp of the implications of this trade here,
yeah.
and so like both parties agreed to reverse it. I think that's kind of a beautiful thing because like to me that just shows like a lot of integrity because the other manager in that situation like is under no obligation to do that. But we've seen on more than one occasion like they've agreed to do that. I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I definitely think that's a good sign that you're playing with good people.
Oh yeah, no Dynasty. Yeah, you're much more likely to have things kind of resolve themselves like that, and also recreations.
Oh, I'm sorry, real quick, and then just to end that, Seb says, I've come a long way. I'll have you know, 100%. I mean, Seb really knows his stuff now, so 100%.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely. I can certainly attest to that. Actually, I don't know when was the last time I made a trade with Seb there. I gotta go see what's
Yeah,
up. He's
yeah.
always looking for deals. He's cool
Oh
down
yeah,
a bit, but
he loves to trade.
Recreations says he's 7-1. Should he do this trade? Nix and Allen. I'm trying to think, what Allen is that? It can't is.
I mean, I'm assuming Josh Allen. I mean, is this a super flex league or I don't know?
Yeah,
I
it
mean,
could be a super flex. So recreations, let us know if you.
let us know redraft or dynasty.
Yeah, because it already a little confusing me this one here. But Nix and Allen for Daniels and DK. And the second one, okay, another trade is Kelsey and Olave for AJ Brown and Ferguson. Interesting.
Yeah, I mean, unless it's like Braylon Allen, but I mean, I doubt. I mean, I guess Braylon Allen could be thrown into the deal.
Keenan Allen.
Keenan Allen. Okay, yeah, I knew there
was
was someone we were overlooking here. Yeah, we're dumb.
Yeah, redraft. So
Redraft.
one QB.
Yeah.
So Nix is good. He's coming off some good games, but he's more so replaceable, just in the sense that there's I mean, hopefully replaceable.
I mean, he's been on a tear the past 2 weeks, but he's had like dream matchups against the Giants and Cowboys.
Yeah.
So maybe take it with a little bit of a grain of salt. I mean, I wouldn't quite put him in Josh Allen's category, but I mean, he's been awesome lately. I mean, he's taken advantage of the matchups like you would hope he would.
Yeah. Yeah, as long as but so a lot of these people have Darnold or some of these guys floating around. CJ Stroud's been hunting up, so
Well,
not
I
to
mean,
get.
let's look at these like one for one. Like, which quarterback would you rather have rest of the season, Nix or Jaden Daniels?
I mean, I still go Jaden Daniels. I know he's been hurt, but I mean, I
Okay.
have to go JD with the rushing
Yeah.
and everything. So and he's playing this week as well.
I mean, it's hard to say that between like getting, he's been injured twice already, and like Nix has been so hot. Like, gosh, I might lean Nix. I mean, that could be wrong. I mean, yeah, of course, like in general, you'd rather have Jaden Daniels, but
Yeah.
God, it's just kind of hard to trust him and feel good about him with
Yeah. Well,
how often he's been
here's a
injured.
good comp though of just how I just to keep in mind. Nick's coming off of 70 plus points in his last two games, even,
Mhm.
and Daniels being hurt. Basically, yeah, playing the injury and not even finishing a game. He played 70%
Yeah.
of snaps in Dallas. There's only like 1.4 points per game that separate them. Just taking into account that there's been 70 points in the last 2 weeks in the dream match. Nix is phenomenal. Love Nix.
Yeah.
But I would, clearly have Jaden Daniels ahead of him as long as, I think he's going to be healthy. He's playing this week. So,
Okay. And then how about Keenan Allen versus DK Metcalf?
yeah, I mean, like, Keenan Allen's been really good, but DK's been solid. So, like,
Yeah.
I prefer Daniels and DK straight up. And DK's at least, like, no one is taking DK's job in
Right.
Pittsburgh. I mean, Keenan Allen, we know he always breaks down. There's a bunch of targets there. Just give me
Yeah, Trey
Daniels and DK.
Harris got a lot of snaps last week. I mean, it could have been somewhat game script dependent
Yeah.
because maybe he's like a good run blocker because I think he was in on a lot of the running plays as you were texting about earlier, Blake.
Yeah. I mean, look, DK Metcalf, he's not like some guaranteed thing. He's been solid. He's been getting there through some big plays and touchdowns, and the number one option for Rodgers. I just prefer that personally. Do you feel the same, or would you rather have Nix and Allen?
I mean, Keenan Allen has been really good. I mean, DK's been fine, but I don't know. He hasn't been like a world beater. I mean, the Steelers' offense has been like solid, but I don't know. You don't feel like amazing with DK. I mean, I have to like look up exactly where he's ranked, but I mean, personally, I'm kind of leaning like Knicks and Keenan Allen there. I mean, I'm not saying it's like by a mile. I mean, I think it's pretty close, pretty even trade. Maybe it's just kind of like how risk averse are you? Like if you're willing to gamble on Jaden Daniels, like there's probably a little bit more upside where I could see how Knicks comes back down to earth in some tougher matchups, and then Keenan Allen kind of wears down or whatever, because, he's an older player. So I could see how the Jaden Daniels one and DK Metcalf would age well. I guess you're 7-1, so maybe you take the gamble, but at the same time, like part of the reason that you are 7-1 is because of, Knicks and Keenan Allen. So I don't know, maybe it'd be a good time to kind of jump off to the other. And yeah, maybe those guys are better about the second half of the season. So I'm almost kind of talking myself into it, but
they're not even hurt, which is because Daniels is coming back, it sounds like. So that's
okay.
really good. And just think about it. Like, really, with Nix and Allen being awesome, like, these guys are, like, due for regression. Well, guess what? Daniels and DK, I can certainly see them trending up, especially Daniels.
Yeah.
So I think the only way you win that trade without an injury is that if just, like, you basically just hang on for dear life with Nix and Allen, and they're slightly better than Daniels and Metcalf.
Right.
I really think Metcalf and Daniels could.
You talked me into it.
Yeah.
I'm going to agree with Blake here. I'm going to take Jaden Daniels and DK Metcalf. If you're 7-1, like just go for it here. Go for the jugular.
Yeah, let's look at his other one here. Kelsey and Olave, for AJ Brown and Ferguson. This one's really interesting because I mean, like, if it was Olave and Ferguson on the side, perfect. Give me that over Brown and Kelsey. I know Kelsey's been good and he just came off a monster game. I don't know. Like, look, I'm still playing pretty skeptical on Kelsey still. Call me crazy. I certainly rather have Jake Ferguson, who's been like the best tight end in all of fantasy, minus last week, who randomly put up 0 points. And hey, that's probably their answer for why my teams did so bad. By the way, CMC
Ferguson
had 8 points, and Ferguson had 0. So there's and everyone was on bye, so it makes a lot of sense. I just put it together, but. I don't know. I mean, I'm. Ooh, you're 7-1 again. I want to lean AJ Brown and Ferguson, even though he's on bye week and he's banged up. But he at least came off a good game, and I just think those
Yeah,
two are better than Olave and
I,
Kelsey.
I'm taking AJ Brown and Jake Ferguson there. I mean, like kind of like we were saying with Keenan Allen, like I could see Kelsey wearing down potentially. I mean, he's been better than expected this year, and I don't know, like in the past, like Kelsey's kind of like turned it on when they get to the playoffs, but I don't know,
Yeah,
just for the regular season down the stretch, I could kind of see him wearing down a little bit potentially. Not that I'm saying like it's definitely going to happen, but there is that risk there. And then Olave, yeah, I mean, we love Olave, good, really good player, been really solid this year, and hasn't had any injury issues so far, knock on wood. But yeah, AJ Brown just kind of feels like a level up there, and then yeah, Ferguson's been awesome. It's kind of a great time to buy low on him here. So yeah, I'll go Brown and Ferguson.
yeah. No, it actually really does feel like that last deal. AJ Brown. Well, Ferguson's been phenomenal, of course, but AJ Brown and Olave. I mean, Olave can absolutely keep doing what he's doing. It's a quarterback change, but AJ Brown hopefully can get better. While Travis Kelsey is probably more than likely gonna cool down here at some point. I got to assume. So I like that. And then Mac G said, I don't even know if this was like prompted. He just says, "I like Drake." I like Drake May. And then
Hey, I mean, who doesn't? He's awesome.
yeah, no, he's been rock. I mean, I don't know what his fantasy like. He must be like a top three fantasy quarterback right now.
I'll look it up, but I mean, I'd be shocked if he wasn't. I mean, he's been
Yeah,
so consistent this year. I don't even know if he's had like a single bad game. He's
I
been
think week
unreal.
one was like his only bad game. I think he had
Okay,
like a
yeah,
12 pointer or something maybe.
he's been absolute
Yeah.
money since then. I got it pulled up right now. Okay, points per game. Okay, he's the QB5, so he's just outside of it. But I mean, he's point 0.4 behind the QB3. So I mean, he's right there. I
Yeah.
mean, he's right up there with Hurts, Josh Allen, and then Lamar Jackson on points per game is a bit higher, but of course he's been injured. But yeah, basically like Josh Allen, Hurts, and Drake May are all around like 25 and a half points per game roughly. And then Lamar is at like 28.4, and then Patrick Mahomes is like 28.8. So yeah, it looks like in terms of points per game, and this is 6 points per passing touchdown,
Okay.
by the way.
So
It's
4 point.
Mahomes and Lamar kind of in a tier of their own at the top, and then a little bit of a drop off, and then it's like Josh Allen, Hurts, and May, like all right, neck and neck there.
Sounds like he's QB2 and 4 point, and was one before Mahomes on Monday for yeah 4 point passing touchdown. Cam
Okay,
Newton and Nahal are saying, so good to know.
gotcha.
I mean,
Yeah,
yeah, I mean, at least for right now, I mean, like, yeah, you basically have to have May over anyone not named Mahomes and Lamar. Assuming Lamar's
rest of the
back,
season.
and I'd still have Josh Allen over May still. I
You're
know
saying
that
rest of the season,
rest
right?
of the
Not to
season.
be.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. And actually, Josh Allen, by the way, has been extremely disappointing. He's still been really good, but it's been
Yeah.
extremely disappointing for Josh Allen.
Yeah. I mean, because I had never owned Josh Allen in Dynasty like prior to this offseason, and somehow I ended up acquiring like 3 shares of him via trade. And yeah, it's been slightly disappointing so far, but you look at the stats, like, wait, they're still really damn good. So
Yeah, no, they're really good. I mean, actually, we own him. Like that's my only share in Dynasty, and it's like, dude, he's really not helping us. Like he's
yeah,
not hurting us.
right.
But
But dude, I kind of forgot. Like, didn't we have to like move Jamar Chase to as part of
yeah,
a deal again?
yeah, exactly. We moved Jamar Chase. I think we look back on that one like at this very point because we moved Darnold in that deal for JMO. I mean, we don't have JMO now, but I think we certainly would prefer Chase and Darnold right now.
Yeah,
I mean, Tech Darnold's probably been near as good as as
crazy.
Allen. I mean,
Yeah, I mean, I'll look it up right now. But yeah, in 6 point passing touchdown leagues, Sam Darnold is the quarterback 19, but he has been scoring 19.2
yeah,
points per game, so pretty rock solid there.
yeah. I mean, it's felt good for him, especially with what
Yeah.
his cost is. So
I mean, it's just so funny, like how much expectations influence like how good or bad you think a player is. Because like with Josh Allen, like the bar is so high that it's like, oh yeah, he's been kind of disappointing this year, and then oh wait, he's still scoring 25 and a half points
yeah,
per game, and then it's like, oh yeah, Sam Darnold, he's been amazing this year, and it's like, oh wait, he's only scoring like 19 points per game. So it's just so funny how expectations influence your perception.
yeah, no, exactly. And I mean, the cost of acquisition being a
Sure,
big one,
sure.
and
Yes, fair.
Allen, the one thing is like he has like one game over 30 points, I think. Like it was week
Yeah,
one,
and usually
you
it
know.
seems like he's doing that like every other week. He's putting up those 30 and 40
That
burgers.
that's literally why you get him. You don't get him to score
Yes,
you 25 points, like an actual
right,
score you 25 points per game. You want those
right,
monster weeks where he wins you the week, like
right.
these other guys like Mahomes and stuff are doing. So yeah, he has really been disappointing.
Yeah,
you
he's
know,
kind of just turned into like the like Chris Olave in the past of QBs there, where
well,
it's just
he's
like
turning
this.
into Mahomes, but slightly better than what Mahomes, or like actually a lot better than what Mahomes has been the
Yeah,
last couple of years. But him and Mahomes have kind of flipped places here for now.
yeah, because I mean, looking at Josh Allen's game log, he had the monster week one, 43 points. Then he had like the dud week two of like 12 points. But then between like weeks three and weeks eight, he did have the buy in there. But like pretty much like it's every week's been between like 19 and 29. So it's just been like really solid, but yeah, it just felt a little disappointing somehow.
Yeah, so I mean, yeah, I got him in a redraft league too at 4 point, and he's just like, I mean, I'm still winning games and stuff, but it's like he's not an advantage. He doesn't feel like one. I'm getting
Yeah,
outscored a lot of weeks,
it
but
just feels like yeah, you're good at quarterback, but he's not
yeah,
like winning you weeks. It feels like
like genuinely, it feels like I'm getting outscored half the time by other quarterbacks. You know what I mean?
wow.
And it's like sometimes it's just like CJ Stroud's in there or something. It's like,
Oh
dude, like,
jeez, yeah, that's frustrating.
so
Yeah,
yeah, I mean, I still have Allen over May rest of the season, but yeah, gotta hope he can get red hot as we know we can or
yeah. I
has
mean, he
been
strikes me as the kind of guy
season.
like as the weather gets cold and like you know, it just seems like he's like right at home in that kind of environment, like in Buffalo, and maybe he's like rushes a little more, and like I think he's gonna be just fine.
Yeah, no, I certainly hope so. And then KMX is saying that Tyler Show or Shook or I don't know. I'm still not even. Everyone's saying that
I'm
name.
saying Shaw. There is no K in it. There's no C. Like I don't know where people came up with that
I
pronunciation. I think it's just because it's easier to say. It's just like how have you ever noticed like you hear a lot of like commentators call Jared Goff golf? You ever hear that?
no.
I swear to God, like I hear that all the time. Jared Golf, and then another one that drives me nuts is Tua. Like there's no N in his last name, but you always hear people say Tunga Vailoa, but there's no like N in there. So I don't know like why people put that in. I think it's like somehow easier to say, but it's just weird. Like
I have the
it's like Tunga
official.
Viola, but people say
Yeah, yeah,
Tunga Viola.
yeah. You know, Tua. I don't even say his last name because you didn't.
Yeah,
I
I
need
know
to.
it's tricky. It's
But I
tricky.
do have the official ruling on Tyler Shuck is how it's pronounced. So S is like shucking.
How do you
Like
know? What's the
I just
source?
looked it up. like
Okay, so like Google saying that.
these are like literally. It's not just Google. This is like I don't know, like some kind of like beat reporter thing or something.
Ah,
I don't know,
okay,
whatever. Like reporting
fair
on
enough.
Tyler. Well,
Fair enough.
there had to be some kind of someone had to say that. It's probably the announcers say it, and you know what the announcers do?
Right.
They interview the players and ask them themselves how do you
Okay. Right.
pronounce your
Right.
name. So that's. I mean, I figured it had to be this name to some degree, Shuck or Shook or whatever it is, but
Yeah.
Shuck.
But have you ever noticed like there are like some like fantasy content creators where they'll like consistently pronounce like a player's name
Yeah.
completely differently than like anyone else in like the
Oh
entire like industry will, and like I don't know, like there's something about that that just like drives me nuts,
yeah.
but it also makes me question like wait, like does he actually know the right pronunciation and he's just like sticking to it despite like everyone else being
Yeah.
wrong, or is he just like out of his mind and has like no clue what he's
They
talking
might be
about?
trying to generate clicks or something like that. There was one that was like a dunze. Like they're trying to. I don't know what
Jesus
they're saying. It
Christ.
was even worse
It
than
drives
that.
me nuts. Like even if I find out, like, oh, they're actually right, they're saying it right. There's just something about it that just like I don't know, it like comes off as like pretentious or something. It drives me nuts. Like I won't even say like who it was. Not that it's like some big deal, but I was just watching this one YouTube video today, and this guy kept saying Amika Abuka.
Oh,
Amika Abuka. Like
yeah,
I've never heard anyone else pronounce his first name that way. Amika. Just drive me nuts.
yeah, yeah. No, I mean,
Anyways,
hey, I mean,
ran over, but
it can get worse than that. At least it's like I don't know. It's like one syllable at the start of his name, where it's like some people are just like completely off on the
yeah,
pronunciation or whatever.
yeah.
I mean, even with Scatabo, I mean, his name's Scataboo. I feel like I've heard a lot of people transfer to that one, so at least like. But
Yeah,
it just feels better saying Scatabo. I don't know. I mean, maybe I'm
yeah. I
selling
mean,
it
that's
completely.
what I had been saying like all off season, and then yeah, come to find out, I guess it actually is like Scataboo. So yeah, what are you gonna do?
Yeah. Nahal adds in, I don't know if you saw Gronk. He was trying to pronounce Igbuka's name. He goes, Igbigaboo or something. Like,
I think I did see that. Yeah, he just like
he was,
completely like it was comical.
yeah, I mean, it wasn't even, wasn't even close. Yeah, came
Yeah.
back saying, yeah, May quite literally the most efficient quarterback in the NFL. Don't think there's a better current option with his rushing upside. Yeah, I mean, look, I mean, you also did say it though. I mean, if I dare with regression, when you're the most efficient quarterback in the NFL, I mean, if things take a little bit a downtick, okay, well, Josh Allen takes a little bit uptick. Guys like this, he's certainly one of the best options in fantasy, absolutely right now. But again, he is the most efficient quarterback in the NFL. If that goes down a little bit, well, he's not a top 2 or whatever it is quarterback. Maybe he's top 6 or something like that, right? Which is still phenomenal. So yeah, I mean, he's been lights out. I'm really interested to see if he is maybe this new Josh Allen archetype or not, though, because the rushing's there.
Yeah. I mean, I only have one share of Drake May, but definitely really excited about him. And yeah, didn't expect year 2 to even be like this good. So pretty exciting to see. I mean, like he's got to be like what, top 5 pick in Dynasty borderline at this point.
Yeah, I mean, he really could be the 101. I mean, it's actually really funny because there's a lot of people red hot taking him at the 1-2 turn in Dynasty and stuff like that. It's like, well, you don't need to do that. Like, he doesn't go there, Like, and I mean, really, his price, I mean, when you actually just compare it before the season, really like Drake May. I mean, he had really good rushing upside, but people just like Drake May more than me. So there's just no way I'm taking a guy that I think is overpriced.
I mean, because the thing is, like, in terms of production, he really didn't do much his rookie season. I mean, like, I think he looked good doing it, and people just like loved him as a prospect. So, I mean, no doubt the potential was there, but I mean, it was like nowhere near like a CJ Stroud type of rookie season, and even Stroud ended up being overrated. So, like, it was really hard to justify drafting Drake May where he was going this offseason, even if it proved to be right.
No, yeah, he admitted I would 1,000,000% have him on a redraft team if I didn't have elite quarterback on. I mean, him and Dak and McCarthy and all these guys. Some of them were going to work out, some of them aren't. Just pairing Goff, combining any 2 of those guys together was phenomenal. Actually, I did draft him, man. I had to drop him after week 1, but yeah, I mean, this is like this is the May lover's dream in the offseason. So it's one of those ones where, especially with my process in Dynasty, it's like, dude, I mean, I certainly knew this was something along these lines was possible because Drake May can be, he has every tool basically. But when you're priced where he was, I mean, it's not like it wasn't actually even a first round startup pick, but man, you look at the quarterback realm again. You can get Dak in the 6th and all these other awesome guys. Bo Nix, who was far better than him. It's interesting to look back because I think a lot of people will victory lap May. I mean, I guess they should. I mean, he's been phenomenal, but if you're drafting him at the 1-2 turn, I don't think that's good process personally. Like,
yeah, and also what comes to mind, remember Matt and Blood, Sweat, and Beers? He traded like McMillan plus Cam Ward, I believe, basically for Drake May, and I thought it was like one of the worst trades I'd ever seen. And I'm not even like anti-May or anything, but I just thought that was nuts. And he actually probably like won that trade, right? At least right now.
No,
I mean, we'll see. He
certainly would, but yeah, again, it's good to keep in mind. I mean, at least this is how I do it. You don't really worry about a specific outcome, especially in Dynasty, because if you worry about one specific outcome, dude, you're gonna get screwed if you change your process. I mean, that's why I at least keep sticking to my process. You're gonna miss on a Drake May or something, but you're gonna hit on a lot of these other takes.
Or you're gonna avoid like CJ Stroud and misses like that. I mean, I know Stroud's playing maybe a little better this year, and I'm not saying it's hopeless for him, but he was so overdrafted. Oh my goodness. A year ago or whatever.
Yeah, but with one thing being said though is at least May actually, we're bringing up Stroud. May at least I certainly get why people were high on him. I wanted to take him in drafts. He just couldn't get to the point. So he actually, at least his profile justifies, a reason to be. I know why people were so high on him with the rushing and everything, but the fact that he's doing that with Kayshon Boutte and a part-time Diggs and Demario Douglas, I mean, that is insane to me. So I mean,
for sure, and you can say like the same thing about Dart, like losing Neighbors, now losing Scatabo. Like, do you have a preference about Dart versus May and Dynasty, or are you basically having like kind of like neck and neck? Take your pick. Or?
This is actually why I'm buying so much Dart, because it's absolutely everyone's gonna have May ahead, and as he should be ahead, by the way.
Okay.
But Dart's actually obtainable, or was obtainable, so I was able to get a couple of Darts, and maybe Dart at least maybe Dart's May next year or something. You know what I mean? He's kind of May right now a little bit to an extent. I know he doesn't.
Oh, I mean, he's having a much better rookie season than May did.
Yeah, exactly. So I mean, they're both white young quarterbacks on playing in I don't know, New York, New England, whatever. But
Yeah, East Coast.
anyways, I'm hoping to like get the next May and dart at a much cheaper price or what feels like much cheaper. I think May is unattainable right now in Dynasty.
Probably
So
is. Yeah.
I do think that's the best way to go for quarterback is just catch them while they're hot but obtainable, or catch them in the off season if they are mispriced. But
Mhm.
but we like to go cheap on quarterbacks, and I think that I mean it works well. You get Baker Mayfield, you get Goff, you get Dak, all these guys, and I mean Hurts has been a cheap one for me. I know he's been still in the first round of things, but he's just never bad. Like he's always phenomenal. So
Yeah, I tend to go like elite or cheap. Like
yeah,
I tend to avoid those like ADV guys like Stroud a year ago
yeah,
or Drake May this past off season. So, but yeah, I mean sometimes they'll work out, sometimes they won't. But
yeah.
overall, I think probably a pretty good process not to pay those prices for a guy where he hasn't proven it yet, but yet he's priced like
He's
as if he
priced
had.
exactly,
Yeah,
yeah, and then of course there's always going to be a ceiling higher. But I mean, again, you look at like if he doesn't separate himself, like what's the difference between him and yeah, you're looking at all these quarterbacks in round 6 and 5 and whatnot. So
yeah.
interesting dynasty talk. But again, I mean, hey, that's that was probably my number one advice for anybody in dynasty is like, do not worry. You could not get 150 relevant players. I mean, there's way more than that even, right?
Mhm.
Focus on the process of how you're getting these things right. Like, don't be worried if you're like, you miss out on a certain player. Like JT's actually a player I have none of, and he also falls in that. Like he was basically priced as if in the fourth round as if he was Jonathan Taylor and Awesome and going to have a great season. Just behind guys like a Chain and Bucky. He was beside Bucky, who phenomenal and stuff.
I'm sorry, what player are you talking about? I
Oh,
got distracted for a moment.
JT
Oh, okay.
as like I mean, pretty much a fourth round pick every time. Maybe saw him go 5-1 or something once. And that's just
Yeah.
one I gotta live with. Like I
Right.
was luckily the process leads me to get a million CMC a couple rounds later, but
Yeah, I think
yeah,
I took him at like the 412 or something like that, and like the most like casual
yeah,
like low buy in dynasty startup I was in this offseason. And yeah, that worked out. I mean, but I was sort of drafting different in that
yeah.
league than I would in like any other normal league, so maybe I got a little lucky there.
No, exactly. That's the one thing though. I had to take a Jacobs in like a round 4-1 because JT was already off, and it's like I
Yeah,
don't want to take Jacobs ever round 4, but it's this casual league where everyone's
yeah,
overdrafting running backs. You have to adjust,
right.
but in our normal leagues, yeah. I mean, sometimes you're just gonna miss on some of these players, but I would
Yeah,
stress that it's not that important unless you're missing on a lot of them. So then you
yeah,
might
and we got Cooper in the chat here. He said somebody was saying Rasheed Rice weird today too. I think it was Sal
dude.
Vetri. LOL.
That's so funny that he said that name, that Salvetri guy. I don't. He's part of the flock. He's got like the black buzz cut. He came to mind. I don't even know who he's misspelled. I don't even listen to his content. That's exactly who came to mind when you're talking about the mispronouncing words or names.
Mhm.
How do you say Rasheed Rice wrong? Like
Yeah,
one of
I,
them is
I,
Rice.
Yeah, I couldn't even venture to guess there. But Cooper also says, "Sup, gentlemen? Vikings gonna get me garbage time scores this week. My Vikings player shares. We're looking forward
Oh
to at Detroit for a shootout, but that Detroit D line is scary good.
yeah.
Yeah, and they just signed Aiden Hutchinson to a big extension, so that was great to see. Yeah, I don't know. So I mean, hey, like I mean, for anyone new to the channel, Blake, you're a Vikings fan. I am a Lions fan. Yeah, our teams are facing up this week. So yeah, your Vikings have definitely not had the greatest season so far. And I mean, you
It's
should
not
be
gonna
getting
be good.
McCarthy back. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad
Yeah.
thing. But what are your thoughts on this matchup coming
Yeah, this
up?
is not going to be good. I mean, the Vikings, they've gotten the reputation of being a great defense as they have been in previous years. They were not a good defense this year. They were actually like a really bad defense. In fact, if you see a Vikings as a fantasy matchup, do not be afraid. Which is why I was telling you, by the way, like don't
Yeah,
be afraid of
you're
AJ
right.
Brown and
Yeah,
Smitty and this thing. Like they are
you're
not
right.
a good defense. So.
Yeah,
Yeah, the Lions, like, dude, again, it's kind of like JMO last week or whatever before the bye. It's like, okay, if he can't score against points against the Bucks, dude, if he can't score points against the Vikings, like it's over, dude. Because like the Vikings, number one, well, he had one catch his rookie season against the team that the Vikings are the team that allowed the Vikings or the Lions to draft JMO, by the way.
Mhm.
So if there's ever a team he's gonna punish, it is the Vikings.
Ah, I like that.
Which is why he got
Ooh.
that 1-for-1 40-yard touchdown in his rookie season, and it was of course
Oh, that's right.
against the Vikings.
Yeah.
So
Hey, I mean, I've been trying to figure out what to do with all my damn JMO shares this week. And I mean, there's some leagues where I just like, I have to start them because I just unfortunately don't have a better option. But I don't know, maybe those borderline leagues, like maybe you just give me the reason to stick them in there after all.
dude, if he cannot put up a game against the Vikings, like
Yeah.
genuinely, I am so concerned for like I don't know like that. I don't even know what he is if he can't put up points against the Vikings. Like
Yeah.
seriously, I'm not even worried about the game script. Like if he better catch a pass or
Yeah.
something. You
And
know?
also, I mean, the games at home, like we know Goff generally plays better at home.
Yeah.
I mean, I just feel like the Lions in general play better at home. I mean, of course, most NFL teams do, but I mean, they're especially comfortable there because, it's indoors, how they're used to playing there. It favors good offense like Detroit has. And it does feel like Jameis kind of due for a good game. So, like, everyone's going to, like, bench him this week, and then he's going to, like, go off. So maybe you do need to start J-Mo this week after all.
The Vikings are gonna get destroyed. I mean, actually, it depends too if Darisaw and O'Neal will actually like their two tackles will play. If they're not, like, I'll be shocked if McCarthy looks like competent. If they are active, I mean, again, he's only played 2 games. Maybe he just looks better than what he has in 7 of 8 quarters. It's been brutal. So I'm hoping for the best with McCarthy. I'm expecting the worst though, absolutely with him. So I'll be surprised if he's anything better than what he was the other 2 games. I think that him being basically the emergency quarterback, while again other quarterbacks will play on this injury. Like Mahomes and Trevor Lawrence, these guys will literally not miss any time for this high ankle sprain. No, with him, they were milking it. They're playing one-armed, one-shoulder Carson Wentz over, making McCarthy active. There was as big of a soft benching as you can get. So I'm pretty concerned for what that says about McCarthy.
Yeah. So, hey, I mean, scoop up Max Brosmer in your dynasty leagues if he's sitting on waivers there. Throw a buck at him, like, because you never know.
Yeah.
I just maybe he's the next like Brock Purdy or something. I mean, Blake, you said he looked good in the preseason there. So, I mean, hey, like I want to defend my boy JJ McCarthy. Michigan man. Great college quarterback. I think he'll eventually be good, but yeah, it is a bit concerning. The start to his essentially like his first year actually being healthy and playing, and then he actually is can't even stay healthy this year. So yeah, kind of concerning all around there.
Yeah, that's like even the cherry on top is he can't even stay healthy, whether it's a fluke or not. But yeah, I mean I'm hoping for the best, and it has only been 2 games. I think that's the most important thing. It has only been 2 games, but it's been a very, very bad 2 games. Like these other
basically he had like the one like big fourth quarter where he came back, but outside of that it's been rough. Hey Blake, I really got to jump off here soon. It's like 1:30 a.m. my time. I mean, did you want to go solo at all, or are you gonna get off here too soon, or what are you thinking?
I'm gonna head to bed.
Okay. Maybe we can just like catch up on these last comments here and then call it a night.
Yeah, let's do it.
So yeah, let's see. Where did we leave off here? Maybe it was after Cooper's comment.
Cooper, yeah.
Yeah. So Kamek says, meanwhile, I trade Knicks for May in week 2 after Knicks had an explosive week. After Knicks had an explosive week, I had full faith that Vrabel would bring out the best in May.
Hey, good stuff. I mean,
that worked out pretty well. I mean, even with Knicks, even with Knicks going off the past couple of weeks, but overall, I mean, May has definitely been superior.
Yeah.
And then Kamek says, I think having a great dynasty QB makes the whole thing much less stressful, which is so nice with the mountain of things you have to worry about when it comes to dynasty. 100%. I mean, it just feels so good when you have like a Josh Allen or Jalen Hurts or that kind of type of quarterback, and they're just like set it and forget it every week. I completely agree. And those guys can be good for so many years.
Yeah, but even like I read that, I think of like Goff, I think of Baker, I think of Purdy. Yeah. Well, I know Purdy's banged up, but he's always phenomenal one in there. So yeah, the one thing actually that's been a pretty big miss just from he's been good. It just had been really, really 2 bad games. I've been just pounding the table for like, dude, in startups, especially in startups, Tua is going so late, like like round 8 and stuff like that. It's like, dude, you cannot get a young quarterback like that late. That if you actually punt quarterback, you can go ahead and piece it together with Tua. Hey, maybe you did something with a dart, or I don't know who's another young quarterback that was going later or whatever. Hopefully, you package a quarterback room together. But Yeah, Tua, like, I mean, he has been pretty solid other than, like, literally two abysmal games. That's kind of the Tua story. But it is way better to, like, not be relying on Tua. I will give people that credits of, like, if you want to pay a lot of value up to feel secure at quarterback, I can't blame you, So,
Yeah.
it certainly feels nice to have a steady quarterback room.
Yeah. And Canis also says, I'm a Falcons fan, regrettably, LOL. People ask me why I don't just root for another team. And I just tell them I'm not wired that way. I root for my team regardless of things. Also an Auburn fan. Hey, I love that. I mean, I can so relate to that as a Lions fan. A lot of rough years there. It's been a rough go, but hey, I mean, we've been a lot better the past few years. And so, hey, it can pay off eventually. So I have a lot of respect for that.
One of these years, it'll pay off. There was hey, you had
Yeah, hey,
2016.
I'm just hoping to see, one Lions Super Bowl win sometime in my lifetime. That's all I ask for.
Hey, we're all asking for that. I'm praying to see
Yeah.
that one day from the Vikings. I'm sure K-Max is praying to see that as a Falcons fan. Hey, you got close.
Oh God, he had to deal with the Patriots Super Bowl. I won't even say what the
Yes.
score was at halftime and all that stuff. I'm sure he's heard that to death. But Nahal asks, flex Hunter or Rico Dowdle this week. What do you think, Blake? Or Tajay Spears, who's coming off a good game.
Yeah, that's actually really interesting. I mean, heck, like I got no idea what to do with Travis Hunter. I mean, again, there's a lot of really good things pointing up for him, but again, it's just like, okay, well, his he really has only had one good game for fantasy where you can even start him, and it came all in like basically the second half of that game where Brian Thomas got knocked out, and then
I'm
he
going
down 30
Travis Hunter.
points.
I'm going Travis Hunter. I'm going to hope he stays hot. I mean, Rico Dowdle, his role is decreased. I mean, I don't know why.
I think
mean,
I'm with you. By the way, here
he was
on
playing.
Hunter.
Yeah, I mean, he was playing Rico. It should be Rico Dowdle because he should be the workhorse in Carolina. But because they've gone back to Chuba Hubbard, which is just stupid, you can't really start Rico unless you're maybe a little desperate. And then Spears, I like Spears. I mean, if Pollard misses, like maybe then the answer is Spears, if he's like a workhorse. I know Pollard's questionable right now, but assuming Pollard is playing, is active, I'm going Travis Hunter here.
No, I'm with you, but here's my tiebreaker. Between Spears and Rico, I wouldn't even know who to start. So it's like, okay, well, let me just start Hunter because I think he's just as good as them. I think he's a fun start, and I mean, even just to get even if you went with the running back, you still got to get a 50-50, right? Let me just go with the receiver. I think's good. I don't know if that makes sense to either of you guys. That's actually something I'll do. Like, heck, I have no idea who to start between Rico and Spears. So
also, like if BTJ isn't fully healthy, but like let's say he's active, like maybe he can just be like a big decoy out there, and they can just like give Travis Hunter like 14 targets again or whatever. So definitely some more PPR scam potential there. I can't remember who he play this week. Is it like it's like Raiders or something like that? I want to say maybe.
Yeah, it is the Raiders. That is a really good matchup.
So yeah, not a matchup that scares you or anything.
No, that's a really good matchup. But I would say that. These are at least really good options for your flex.
I mean, it's solid. I mean, even Rico Dowdle, I love him as a player, so I hope he gets more opportunity somehow, some way. But definitely a little discouraged by the usage last week. And then Hall also says, I didn't tell y'all I got Tracy in that league that I had no running back depth. And hey, that's awesome. I mean, let us know what exactly what trade you made there, if you got him off waivers. But that's awesome. Yeah. And then Kamek says Lions have to get it done in this era, right? With 3 question marks. Hey, like I hope so. I mean, if the Lions don't win a Super Bowl in this era, before the window closes, hopefully they got a good few more years of opportunity here. But yeah, if they don't do it now, like, I mean, it could be a long time, or, I mean, who knows if it's ever happening at that point.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, so they better get it done. Like, I'm praying you're right. So, and then let's see. Jacob, welcome. Says, real quick, draft order in Listener League, if we miss the playoffs, is by inverse max PF, right? Yeah. Right, Blake? I mean, that's pretty standard. And that's definitely, it's definitely reverse max PF. So, confirmed. And then the Hall says, Dave Canales alluded to Rico being the RB1 and being better than Chuba. Well, I mean, when did he say that? I mean, he may have said those words at some point. I can't confirm or deny that, but like his actions, you gave a lot more touches to Chuba Hubbard this past week, and that's ultimately what matters. And then the Hall says they got Tracy off waivers, so that's awesome. And Jacob says thank you.
Yeah, I think there was maybe some kind of weird quote with Canales. I don't know that exactly said that, but it's something to keep an eye on. Yeah, I think there's at least some good options though in the hall is what I would say. So yeah, I mean if you got a strong feeling, play someone. But hey, Hunter off the big game, can't go wrong with that.
Yeah. But I think we'll be calling it a night here soon. I do want to remind everyone, Film Club, watch Glengarry Glen Ross.
Mm.
I forget what year the movie came out, but it was like early 90s. But star-studded cast like Al Pacino, Jack Lemmon, Ed Harris. I mean, you go on and on. Alec Baldwin. Really, really fun movie. I think it's a riot. Probably one of the movies I quote more than anything. So check that out. We're gonna review it. Actually, I don't think we decided on a date, Blake. Do we want to review it next Wednesday, or do we want a couple more weeks from now?
I mean, I was supposed to watch it. I just got like super super busy, and I think
Yeah.
I finally have a little bit of time to like watch a movie or something now. So I mean, I should be able to
Okay.
watch it by I mean probably by Saturday. So yeah,
Okay. So want to shoot for next Wednesday then?
yeah, I should be plenty of time.
Okay. So yeah, everyone, if you want to participate, watch Glengarry Glen Ross by next Wednesday, and we'll review it at the end of next Wednesday's live stream. You can watch it for free at fmovies.llc. You just have to like close the annoying pop-up tabs that it brings up, but it'll eventually play. But yeah, any last words before we wrap up here, Blake?
No, just Seb asked, do we think JCM's gonna do anything? I'd just say I think he can. I think in JC, I think in Dynasty. I mean, I've been selling him. I think he's still a sell in Dynasty, really the worst to hold. But in redraft, I think he could be a really strong buy. I mean, he could be really really cheap. So I mean, it's possible.
Yeah, I'd certainly pay a late second for him if he's like available for something like that. I saw Seb sent me an offer. We were trying to get JCM, and he was going to give me back like my own second, which was late. But then he like pulled the offer, so probably wouldn't have done that anyways. But I do think that was a crafty offer by Seb to send out. So yeah, if you can get him for a late second, I would definitely do that. I think better days ahead once Jaden Daniels gets healthy.
Yeah, I'm not even used to him being that low. I haven't checked in on the JCM market because it was like
Yeah,
pushing a first. It felt like like
he
one
was. Yeah.
trading him. So yeah, I mean, heck,
Yeah, I mean, I got a first for him in that point per carry league,
that's
point
right.
two five point per carry. Actually, I got a first and a fourth, so I'm pretty stoked about that right
Yeah,
now.
for a late second though, I mean, yeah, that's much more reasonable. It could absolutely be a buy at that point
Yeah,
too.
so I mean, I don't know if you can actually get him for that, but if you could, I mean, hey, could be worth a shot. I mean, maybe the manager's kind of frustrated with him right now and is willing to cash out on him.
Yeah, which I think a redraft that is 100% true. You could totally get him in redraft, and he's a nice young rookie
Yeah, so
running
maybe
back.
kind of a little bit of a sneaky buy low, especially if you need some running back help.
Yeah, and then last comment, Chuba from Nahal says Chuba has meant a lot to the team. Very true. He's been really good too.
Mm-hmm.
Want to give him the opportunity because following the calf injury. Oh, he said, but we can't ignore the fact that Rico's been exceptional. Yeah, I did see that one. That's exactly what it was. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't know that it guarantees any more work. I think that's a good sign though for Rico at least. I mean, hopefully we get some decent production. I don't know. I kind of have split for both, so I don't really care who does something. I just hope it's one and not the other. I hope we get an answer at some point. But yeah. Oh, K Max one last second just says he thinks that means that they want to go with Chuba, but they can't give him any more because they can't give Rico any more snaps because Chuba's back. I think that's the worst case scenario. Is yeah they got to give Chuba his work. Rico's earned something. It's looking like a split backfield. If it was the other way around, Chuba could hang on to like the most of the work like he was before, and Rico would completely go away. But yeah, Chuba's meant a lot to that team. So
Yeah, kind of sucks though. I mean, I just Rico feels a lot more exciting right now. I mean, Chuba's fine, but like, I mean, Rico was just on a tear. It's
yeah,
just seems like such a tragedy that he doesn't get a chance to. I mean, imagine what he could do. I mean, like in such a small sample, what he runs for like 200 yards, like 2 straight games. Like, come on, we got to see more of that.
yeah. I mean, hey, hopefully we see some more opportunities because even on his small sample, he's been pretty solid.
Yeah. But hey, wrapping up here, definitely drop us a like. Make sure you're subscribed. Yeah, join the Discord. We definitely want to build up the community there. Also follow us on X at Dynasty Savvy. And yeah, anything else you want to say, Blake?
No, that's all. Thank you for.
All right, cool. Well, hey, yeah, great having everyone join us tonight. And yeah, we will.